Douluo, after reading my diary, they started cheating like crazy. Welcome back, brave explorers of impossible worlds. We are excited to have you here to continue this odyssey together. Before we continue, everything you'll hear is pure fiction, so please don't try to replicate combat techniques at home. This wonderful story and all its rights belong to its brilliant original author. We are only the messengers of entertainment. Want another dose of adventure? Subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss a single chapter, and if you can't wait, our Patreon has exclusive surprises you'll love. Chapter 26 Su Chen's main point is a real. Yi Lingling immediately grew nervous when Du Yuyan asked this question. Su Chen looked at Yi Lingling, and found this cool and beautiful girl even more attractive. It might be a little offensive to say it directly, but I'm a sincere person. We're talking about marriage, Yi Lingling. Are you interested in marrying me, Yi Lingling? Upon hearing this, Du Yuyan pulled Yi Lingling closer, looked at Su Chen cautiously, and said, "Is that how you woo girls?" Du Yubo also looked at Su Chen with an odd expression. Young people these days are really direct. Su Chen watched Yi Lingling's pretty face slowly turn red and said seriously, "Although my soul power isn't high right now, I can improve it quickly. Within 3 years, I'll definitely be a titled Douluo. Furthermore, I already possess considerable strength. It's no exaggeration to say that in terms of strength, looks, and talent, if I'm second to none among the younger generation, no one dares to claim first place. What a pity. Our Su family was once one of the 4 great families in Su province, but now I'm the only one left. I'm our Su family's only hope, and I shoulder the responsibility of ensuring the family's prosperity," Du Yubo said thoughtfully. It's true. No matter how powerful a person is, they're still just one person. Du Yuyan and Yi Lingling were a little confused. "Brother, aren't you a time traveler? Weren't you originally just one person?" Du Yuyan's eyes were quizzical. She remembered that on the way there, Su Chen had already been involved with Liena. Yi Lingling was a little flustered. How could a little girl like her handle such a sudden proposal? I'm just asking, don't you have a girlfriend yet?" Du Yuyan perked up instantly upon hearing Yi Lingling's words. She stared intently at Su Chen, thinking, I wonder if you can be sincere this time. However, Su Chen's main point was authenticity. "I currently only have one girlfriend, Liena, a disciple of Bibi Dong from the Spirit Hall. If you're willing to follow me, you'll be my second girlfriend." Puff. Du Yuyan had just taken a sip of tea, ready to watch the show, when she was shocked and spitted at Du Yubo's face. "Oh my god? Big brother, you're being so real." Yi Lingling was also stunned. Su Chen. You're not even going to lie to me, and you're just telling me straight away?" Even Du Yubo was stunned. Holy shit. These young people these days really don't understand. He's getting old, so old. Su Chen didn't think it was a big deal. In Douluo continent, strength is everything. Instead of slowly falling in love with each other one by one, it's better to have sex first and then make love. Seeing Yi Lingling speechless with shock, Su Chen continued, "I'm serious. Don't worry about me abandoning you. I'll marry every girlfriend I have in a formal ceremony and treat them sincerely. If we're together, I can satisfy you in everything except for unique love. I can teach you spirit skills, help you improve your strength, and find a way to break through the limitations of the 9-hearted begonia spirit. If you're willing, you can follow me for a while. If you're not satisfied with me later, just leave." The scene suddenly fell silent. Yi Lingling had originally intended to accompany Du Yuyan to meet Su Chen, but somehow, it had become a blind date between her and Su Chen. Su Chen. Yi Lingling had to admit that, from her current perspective, she was satisfied in every way. Except that he already had a girlfriend. And because of the diary copy, Yi Lingling didn't think Su Chen's words were exaggerated. Relatively speaking, his sincerity was quite conservative. Yi Lingling looked at Su Chen and said seriously, "Can you give me some time to think about it?" Su Chen nodded emphatically, "Of course. And since I'm being abrupt, you can not only consider it, but also assess my strength and character." Yi Lingling nodded, her face blushing so much that she was speechless. Du Yuyan felt a pang of sadness and muttered to Yi Lingling, "You're not really taking it to heart, are you?" Yi Lingling simply glanced at Du Yuyan silently without answering, but she was deeply moved. The 9-hearted begonia can only have one successor per generation. There can only be 2 9-hearted begonia spirit masters alive at the same time, and only when one dies can another appear in the future generation. While a single lineage was perfectly acceptable, this second restriction led to the 9-hearted begonia's tragic fate. and Yu Lingling's life was filled with unspeakable pain. Su Chen not only satisfied her with his own strength and appearance, but also promised her something no one else could. Children of the poor grow up early. Yu Lingling understood what this meant. If she could break through the limitations of her spirit, she could be a normal person in the future, and so could her descendants. Douluo was at a loss for words and laughed awkwardly, saying, "I'm really getting old. You young people love so fast these days." Su Chen smiled and shook his head. "That's not true. Love needs to be cultivated and accumulated. I just want Lingling to be by my side. Otherwise, how would we have the chance to cultivate it? That's called love growing over time." Yu Lingling had already made up her mind, but she maintained a bit of reserve, fearing that if she agreed too quickly, Su Chen would think she was too casual. Du Yuan curled her lips, feeling a sour taste in her mouth. "You damn bastard. You clearly came here for me, so why are you here for Lingling now?" Du Yuan had lost her appetite for the meal. On the other hand, Su Chen and Yu Lingling had already begun to cultivate feelings. The two sides picked up some dishes from each other, chatting and laughing. This made Du Yuan even more crazy. "Damn it. I'm really upset. I was obviously here first." Finally, after finishing a difficult meal, Du Yuan looked at Su Chen and asked, "Su Chen, when will you help us detoxify?" Su Chen looked at Douluo and said, "Let's go to the yin-yang eye of ice and fire now, and then we will have a fight. After that, I will detoxify you and then we will cut the grass." Douluo nodded. After they left the restaurant, he said, "It's still a bit far from Xiandao City. Come with me first. I'll arrange a carriage to go there." Yu Lingling looked at Su Chen and said softly, "Then I'll go back to the academy first. Remember to come to the academy to find me when you come back. You must come," she added with a firm tone. Su Chen grabbed Yu Lingling's hand and said, "No need, just come with me. I need you to see my strength." Yu Lingling was stunned for a moment, then quickly said, "No need, I trust you." Just as Su Chen was about to speak, a voice rang out from a distance, "Which bastard is bullying my nephew?" Su Chen turned and saw a sizzling beauty with delicate features, picturesque eyebrows, and a pair of bright black eyes. Her voluptuous figure was especially impressive, voluptuous and round. She was definitely not someone Du Yuan and Yu Lingling could match. 10 more chapters are available, please support. Chapter 27, Teaching Liu Erlong a Lesson. Liu Erlong. Su Chen was also quite surprised. Wasn't this woman from Lamba Academy? Why was she here? Oh, right. Liu Erlong was Yu Xianheng's aunt, also from Xiandao City. Yu Xianheng had been slapped away by him, so the first person to help him out was Liu Erlong. Du Yuan, seeing this, whispered a reminder, "That's Yu Xianheng's aunt Liu Erlong, a soul sage level expert." Douluo raised an eyebrow and looked at Su Chen, indicating, "Do you want me to help you solve it?" Yu Lingling looked at Su Chen with concern. Although they all knew Su Chen seemed powerful, he was still a soul sage level expert. Su Chen's expression was calm. He took a step forward and replied, "It's me. I don't know if I should call you Liu Erlong or Yu Erlong, damn it." Liu Erlong clenched her fists and demanded of Yu Xianheng, "Xianheng, was this the bastard who hit you? I'm sure you're going to do it, right?" Yu Xianheng gritted his teeth in anger, "Auntie, it was him. We can forget about him hitting me, but he looks down on our blue tyrant family, saying we're all trash." Su Chen chuckled, "I guess I'm right. Isn't Yu Xiagang the most useless person in the Douluo continent, from your family? Come on, I won't tolerate anyone who has anything to do with that scumbag, huh?" Upon hearing this, Liu Erlong felt something was amiss. There might be plenty of people calling Xiagang a waste, but no one called him a scumbag. Only that one person. Before Liu Erlong could process what was happening, Su Chen unleashed his wind god kick. A flash of shadow passed, and he instantly rushed in front of Liu Erlong. A single cloud-removing palm struck Liu Erlong's palm, sending her flying. Puff! Liu Erlong didn't even have time to activate her martial soul before Su Chen's palm struck her, causing her to spit blood. Douluo frowned, completely confused. He completely misunderstood Su Chen's fighting style. The power he unleashed, while terrifying, wasn't soul power. This kid was hiding it well. Du Yuan and Yu Lingling were also stunned. Such speed that the soul sage couldn't even activate his martial soul. If Su Chen had gone for it, Liu Erlong would have been killed instantly. Su Chen sneered, "There are no useless martial souls, only useless soul masters, weak, too weak." Liu Erlong instantly flew into rage, instantly activating her martial soul, a fire dragon. Damn it, that's enough, you bastards. First soul skill, Tyrannosaurus Rex possession. She charged forward to battle Su Chen. However, despite the significant increase in strength after activating her martial soul and first soul skill, she was still no match for Su Chen. Bang, bang, bang. The two exchanged blows for only a few rounds before Su Chen unleashed a wind god kick, striking Liu Erlong's leather-clad hips with a powerful kick, sending her flying. Douluo observed closely. Although the energy emanating from Su Chen wasn't soul power, it was nonetheless immensely potent. Power manifested. Whatever soul skill he cultivated, it demonstrated his immense strength. Qian Renxue was paralyzed. This couldn't be happening. His aunt was a soul saint over 70, and yet she'd been beaten so brutally before she'd even activated her martial soul? Liu Erlong felt a sense of foreboding. Damn it! What the hell was this young boy cultivating? How could he be so powerful? Sixth soul skill, explosive fire dragon speed. Instantly, Liu Erlong condensed dragon flames in her hand and charged at Su Chen. Heavenly Frost Fist, 8th style, proud of snow and frost. A tremendous chill emanated from Su Chen's surroundings, and he charged forward at breakneck speed. Bang! Boom, boom, boom. The two clashed, sending a cloud of blast and dust swirling across the arena. But as the smoke cleared, Su Chen's figure stood steady, while Liu Erlong was blasted back, a layer of frost covering her entire body. A hushed silence fell on the arena. Liu Erlong knelt on one knee, her body trembling with the frost energy coursing through her. She gritted her teeth and said, "Who are you, and how do you possess such strange powers?" Su Chen stepped forward, leaning down to examine Liu Erlong closely. He made his assessment. He's good looking, but unfortunately, he's blind. With that, Su Chen turned and left. My name is Su Chen. If you seek revenge, remember to find me in Wuhan City. What? Liu Erlong clenched her fists, her heart aching with disbelief. How could she have run into this bastard? Damn it! He was the time traveler who kept the diary. No way. I should have known this long ago. Su Chen's diary had mentioned that he was coming to Xiandao City to find Duguyan and Douluo. Seeing them together just now should have given me a clue. And, are you alright? Qian Renxue hurried forward to help Liu Erlong up, but the moment he touched her arm, he instantly recoiled from the cold, as if struck by lightning. How could this happen? And, why are you so cold? Liu Erlong stood up and began to release all her soul energy to warm herself up, admonishing him, Qian Renxue, remember my words. Never provoke that man again, and don't harbor any thoughts of revenge against him. Qian Renxue was deeply shocked by these words. His aunt was known for her fiery temper and fearlessness. Why was she so afraid of that man? And, is there anything special about him? Liu Erlong shook her head. I can't explain that, but you must remember my words. Otherwise, even if he kills you, it will be hard for anyone in your family to avenge you. If it were anyone else, Liu Erlong's temper would undoubtedly have remained unyielding, but knowing the power of Su Chen's time traveler, she wouldn't mindlessly pursue revenge. Soon. Douluo, Duguyan, Su Chen and Yilingling have already boarded the carriage and started heading towards the sunset forest. Douluo kept looking at Su Chen, and finally couldn't help but said, Boy, if I saw correctly, you can mobilize the power of 3 attributes in your body, and each one is comparable to soul Douluo, and you can switch between them freely. Each power also comes with powerful soul skills. This is equivalent to you being a soul Douluo with 3 martial souls. Su Chen looked at Douluo with a smile on his face and said, no need to test it. When we get the yin-yang eyes of ice and fire, we will fight each other and you will naturally know everything clearly. Douluo laughed awkwardly and shook his head. No need. Your strength has been proven. Although Douluo, am not a good person, I keep my promises. Since you promised a reward, you can take all the immortal herbs. Su Chen looked at Yilingling who was sitting next to him and said, I think we should have a competition. This way, Lingling will see my strength and believe that I can help her. I can tell my family that the man she chose is a powerful person comparable to title Douluo, otherwise, it would be very troublesome if I don't get the understanding and support of my family. If you are listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means it was downloaded and re-uploaded without effort. We warmly invite you to visit our channel, Fanfic World. There you will find the original version of this story and many other novels of various genres. We look forward to seeing you dive into a world of incredible novels. Chapter 28 Reward Xiao Wu with a box of honey carrots. Upon hearing this, Yi Lingling hurriedly shook her head and said, Su Chen, that's not necessary. The strength you just displayed was already formidable, and you're only 18. You'll be even stronger in the future. I believe in you. Su Chen looked puzzled, a hint of suspicion in his voice. How do you know I'm 18? Did I tell you my age? Oh, this. Yi Lingling panicked instantly, accidentally spilling the beans on the diary. Douluo was still nearby, so wouldn't this cause any trouble? Douluo also tense up, her heart pounding with worry. Will Lingling be okay? Fortunately. Yi Lingling waited a moment, then breathed a sigh of relief, figuring she'd just casually mentioned her age and hadn't revealed the extraordinary contents of the diary. Yi Lingling said seriously, I saw it. Douluo agreed, yes, I saw it too. Su Chen, you should be around 18. The two of them now knew one thing for certain. Su Chen was unaware of the existence of the diary copy, at least not on the surface. Su Chen nodded, not showing anything. Turning to Douluo, he said, that won't work. We still have to fight. I'm not sure of my true strength right now, so a title Douluo contest is needed, huh? Douluo, hearing this, almost slapped Su Chen out of the car in anger. So, you're using me as a measure of combat power? At night, after arriving at Sunset Forest, the four of them chose not to enter, but instead chose to rest on the outskirts for the night, setting off early the next morning. Although Douluo and Su Chen were both very powerful, they still had to proceed with caution as they were traveling through the Soul Beast Forest. At that moment, the four of them sat by the fire. Douluo helped his granddaughter prepare food, while Yi Lingling helped Su Chen. Afterwards, Yi Lingling watched Su Chen devouring the food with relish, a gentle smile spreading across her face. She asked, is it delicious? Su Chen smiled and nodded, you're eating it too, don't you know? Although Douluo had her grandfather's help, she still felt that the barbecue in her hand wasn't fragrant enough. Douluo muttered with dissatisfaction, it's not delicious at all, huh? Douluo was completely embarrassed. As an experienced man, he could naturally see that his granddaughter was a little envious of Yi Lingling. He shook his head helplessly. Su Chen's appearance, temperament, and strength were probably going to cause his granddaughter a lot of confusion. Alice at such a young age, it's not suitable for her to meet someone too amazing. Douluo couldn't help but sigh. Douluo instantly became disgruntled and shouted at her grandfather, Grandpa, why are you sighing? If it doesn't taste good, it doesn't taste good. Douluo doted on her, okay, if it doesn't taste good, then find a man and have him grill it for you someday, HMPH, Douluo snorted, unable to resist glancing at Su Chen. Damn bastard. I hate you so much. You said you were here to see me. If I'd known you were coming, I'd have preferred a beating. Su Chen, sensing something, looked at Douluo and asked, according to my Qian Bagua calculations, it seems you and that Yu Xianheng seem to have a good relationship. Douluo rolled her eyes at Su Chen and muttered, he's okay. He's been pursuing me, but I don't like him. Douluo thought to herself, if it weren't for Su Chen's diary, if she hadn't met him, Yu Xianheng would have been the most outstanding man she knew. She would have most likely chosen him, right? But, now. Douluo lowered her head in a sullen mood. Yi Lingling sat closer to Douluo, tearing off the uneaten portion of her food and offering it to her, a gentle smile on her face. Douluo smiled back, taking a hearty bite and saying, it's even better than Grandpa's roasted food, at night. Ding. Diary, recording the wonderful time travel experience, rewards distributed, congratulations to the host for receiving the reward, all spirit rings increase in age by 1,000 years, congratulations to the host for receiving the random reward, soul power increases by 1 level. Su Chen's face lit up with joy. This random reward is great. 1 level of soul power day, haha. Level 18. If it weren't for his special martial soul and transformation, I imagine with his century-long internal cultivation, his soul power cultivation would be very fast. This is good too. With a diary as a foundation, his soul power cultivation is neither too fast nor too slow, and it's still very powerful. In the tent, Douluo and Yi Lingling were both awake, waiting for the rewards to be distributed. Yi Lingling whispered in Douluo's ear, congratulations, Yanzi. I just took a closer look. Yesterday's content was unique, with names rarely appearing. You had a most 3 times, Du Yan, smug, turned and leaned on Yi Lingling, whispering, "Of course, I'm the lucky viewer. Instance rewards. Congratulations to Du Yan for mentioning your name the most times in your diary. Reward, add 1,000 years to the age of all your spirit rings. Congratulations to Xiao Wu for having her name randomly selected in her diary. Reward, a box of honey-juiced carrots. Congratulations to Qian Renxue for being the lucky viewer and being able to customize her diary theme once." Du Yan was initially delighted by the rewards, but when he saw Xiao Wu's reward, he burst into laughter. Puff, the hot breath hit Yi Lingling's ear, instantly making her face flush. "Oh, it's so itchy." Yi Lingling angrily pushed her big breasts away. Du Yan said cheerfully, "That's killing me." "Look, there's a carrot here," Yi Lingling said angrily. "Carrots are better than me." "I don't have anything." Tisk. Du Yan leaned in again and whispered in her ear, "From now on, I'm yours." "What else do you want carrots for?" "Oh, you're so annoying." Spirit Hall. Bibi Dong's face darkened instantly. Oh no. There's a traitor. She had never expected a rabbit to sneak into this diary copy. This was bad news. This meant that everything she knew now, this little rabbit also knew, which was extremely detrimental to her plan to deal with Tang San. Fortunately, the contents of the diary were not allowed to be shared in any way, so Tang San wouldn't know. However, Bibi Dong was a little worried. If this little rabbit took Tang San and hid, it would be difficult to deal with him. Du Yan also has a copy of the diary. It seems that as time goes by, those who possess it will gradually surface. Next, we can find a way to recruit Du Yan into the Spirit Hall and gather more people with copies of the diary. Even if Rabbit hides with Tang San, he can still ask Su Chen questions. Thinking of this, Bibi Dong's emotions became complicated. Qian Renxue had been the lucky audience again. I hope he won't ask irrelevant questions like last time. The most important thing now is to make some gunpowder with 1 zodiac sign, 2 sulfur, and 3 charcoal to destroy all the Spirit Hall enemies. Chapter 29 I Want a Home. Prince's Mansion. Qian Renxue was relieved to see that she was another lucky spectator. It seemed that her miserable life could finally be redeemed. However, as more and more people appeared with copies of the diary, Qian Renxue could no longer ask in the diary what she wanted to know. How could it be used? Qian Renxue lay on the bed, her beautiful body tossing and turning. What should she ask tomorrow? Now that there was nothing she wanted to know, the best way to use it was to point out one person. The more this person's name appeared, the more likely they would receive a 1,000-year soul ring upgrade the next day. I definitely couldn't do it. But I asked her last time. Can I write about her again? Qian Renxue pondered for a long time and finally decided on the topic, Liena. Each question is a reward. Qian Renxue couldn't get this reward herself. Or it could be Bibi Dong, but Bibi Dong had already been written about once. Qian Renxue was not sure if she could still write about it, so this time she gave it to Liena. But said. On the way from Holy Soul Village to Soto City, Xiao Wu, now on her hotel bed, jumped up in bewilderment. What? Everyone else is getting a level 1 soul power boost, but here I am, a box of honey carrots? Damn it. Why does this feel like a target? How can a box of honey carrots smell like level 1 soul power? Xiao Wu was furious. She collected a reward from the diary dungeon, looking at the entire box of carrot strips with disdain. Sister Xiao Wu, I'd rather starve to death or jump out of the window than eat this targeted food of yours. However, sniffing the sweet aroma in the air, Xiao Wu's mouth slowly watered, her mind filled with amazement. Oh my god. How can these carrots taste so sweet? How about trying one? The next moment, Xiao Wu sat on the bed, constantly pulling carrot strips from the box and stuffing them into her mouth, muttering as she ate, oh my god, they smell so good. One can cultivate level 1 soul power at any time, but carrots this delicious will never be found again in the world. The next day, Tang San emerged from the next room, walked over to Xiao Wu's door, and knocked, calling out, Xiao Wu, are you up? We need to get on with our journey. Coming. Xiao Wu opened the door and stepped out, rubbing her slightly swollen belly. You, Xiao Wu, Tang San was startled. Had he accidentally gotten himself hooked? Damn it. Someone had gotten there before I even made a move? Xiao Wu said smugly, what are you looking at? Sister Xiao Wu ate too much yesterday and hasn't digested it yet, oh my god. Yesterday's carrots were so delicious. I had a whole box of them. I was so full I could barely walk. Tang San breathed a sigh of relief and said calmly, "Well, let's eat less tonight and continue on our journey." Xiao Wu nodded, then hesitated for a moment before saying, "Tang San, are we really going to Shrek? I don't want to be in crowded areas. Why don't we go back to Holy Spirit Village?" Tang San glanced at Xiao Wu with a strange look. Xiao Wu had already asked this question many times. Tang San explained again, "It's okay. Teacher said Shrek is in a village. It's an academy that only accepts monsters, and there aren't many people there." Xiao Wu sighed and said nothing more. She understood that the only way now was to return to the starred-out Great Forest. Otherwise, she would be found no matter where she was. Sunset Forest. Su Chen and his group began their journey. "Today is a good day. Yesterday, I went to Xiandao Academy to look for Du Yan and unexpectedly met Yi Lingling. She's such an ideal wife, so I pursued her without hesitation. Later, I ran into Liu Erlong again. This hot-tempered little female dragon was beaten up by me on the spot. She immediately calmed down with a Qian fist. So today when I came to the Sunset Forest, I was going to start mowing the grass. I was very happy in my heart. I will go back to Liena after I finish this. I hope Nana will not be sad." Xiandao City Branch Hall. Liena was stunned when she saw this. "No way? We were separated for just one afternoon, and we just decided to be in a relationship for a day. I am no longer the only one for you? Even if, at 1 o'clock in the evening, you can give me a piece of what I used to have? Woo woo woo. Su Chen, you bastard, wait for you to come back and see if I will bite you to death." Just when Liena was angry, she saw what Su Chen said next, and her mood became complicated and distressed. As a time traveler, I am an orphan myself. The moment I awakened my memory, I became the loneliest person in the world. I have no relatives or friends here, but I have a hometown in my heart. Being a stranger in a foreign land, I miss my family all the more during every festive occasion. I know my brothers are climbing high, but there's one less person wearing dogwood branches. If I remember correctly, my memories before crossing over stopped at just after Chinese New Year. So in my old world, families were celebrating the Lunar New Year together, while I was blown away by a naughty kid throwing firecrackers at a manhole cover. Every time I think of this, my heart aches. So my goal is to marry more wives and have more children. I want a big family, a warm place to rely on. Should I write about Liena in my diary today? Warm reminder, Chinese New Year is approaching, so never throw firecrackers into manhole covers or sewers. They can cause huge explosions. Be careful. Su Chen was reading his diary when he suddenly found something interesting. At that moment, Yi Lingling suddenly grabbed Su Chen's hand. Du Yan, also in front, turned back and gave Su Chen a gentle look. Spirit Hall. Bibi Dong reads Su Chen's diary, feeling something was amiss. "I want a home, one that doesn't need to be huge, but you. Why do you want a huge home? Loneliness and homesickness. Is that why you're so unfaithful?" Bibi Dong had a hunch that Su Chen was most likely using this as an excuse to build his own harem. But she had no proof. At the Crown Prince's mansion, Qian Renxue murmured to herself, "Being a stranger in a foreign land, I miss my family even more during every festive occasion. Su Chen, perhaps I'm the only one who understands you. Only I understand the loneliness of being away from home, especially on important occasions." Qian Renxue sighed, unsure when she'd finally be able to put this behind her and return to the Spirit Hall and her grandfather. At the Spirit Hall branch, Liena's heart ached. Yes, Su Chen had no family or friends in this world, yet he had a hometown in his heart. For a moment, Liena recalled what Su Chen had said at the Spirit Academy. "Liena, you're my first friend here." A happy smile crossed her face. "I'm his first friend. I'm his first girlfriend. Wait, wasn't Xianxue the lucky audience member yesterday? Why is the topic of today's diary about me? Oh no. It's over. I'm going to die. That bastard Su Chen said he was an ungrateful person from the beginning. Today, there's no escape." Liena was suddenly panicked. "Teacher, you have to believe me." Chapter 30 Liena's ungrateful behavior. Sunset Forest. Su Chen watched Yi Lingling take his hand and couldn't help but ask, "What's wrong?" Yi Lingling smiled and casually said, "It's okay. Sunset Forest is quite dangerous, so I need you to protect me." "Yes, I do." Su Chen nodded and squeezed Yi Lingling's small hand. Its soft, boneless texture felt so comfortable. "While I'm on my way, I'm going to write about Liena, the love-brained idiot, an ungrateful person. Of course, I'm talking about how her life naturally changed after I met her, even without my presence, just like Bibi Dong's life, who Liena, an orphan, was accepted as a disciple by the Spirit Hall's Pope, and her status skyrocketed. Bibi Dong, on the other hand, gave Liena all the motherly love she had for Qian Renxue. Indeed, Bibi Dong has lamented more than once, "Nana, I wish you were my own daughter." On Qian Renxue's behalf, I say this, very naive, Prince's mansion. Seeing this, Qian Renxue truly wanted to give Su Chen a thumbs up. You're absolutely right. In fact, in her early years, Qian Renxue was deeply jealous of Liena because of Bibi Dong's favoritism. She couldn't understand why her own daughter was so cold, while her disciple doted on her so fervently. Of course, jealousy didn't turn Qian Renxue against her. Her relationship with Liena remained strong. For example, this time, she gave the reward to Liena without hesitation. Liena holds the Spirit Hall's honor in high regard. It was the Spirit Hall that raised her and her brother, nurturing them and giving them everything they have today. Therefore, on the day of her coming-of-age ceremony, she vowed to dedicate her life to the Spirit Hall. Of course, she lived up to Bibi Dong's expectations, reaching Spirit Power level 40 at the age of 15. At 20, she broke through level 50 and obtained her 5th Spirit Ring. Bibi Dong personally awarded her the Spirit Hall Purple Record Medal, setting a Spirit Hall record and earning her the title of Spirit Hall's Golden Generation, alongside Ziyu and Yan. Hey! Why do I always say this is a romantic land? Look at Liena, who had a promising future, but everything was shattered by the appearance of the man, that little punk. It was about 2 years later at the Spirit Master competition. Bibi Dong wanted to give the 3 Spirit Bones directly to the Golden Generation, but was opposed by the Elder Hall. So she gave the 3 Spirit Bones as a championship reward and then gave them to Tang San for free. That's right. A Spirit Hall team over level 50 lost to the little punk with a protagonist's aura. The reason Shrek won was because they consumed the magical grass from the yin-yang eyes of ice and fire, and their spirits evolved. Now I'm just going to mow them down, so they probably don't stand a chance. Spirit Hall. Bibi Dong had been curious about how Tang San and his group could be so powerful. Even if Tang San was a time traveler, the others weren't. How could they have defeated the Spirit Hall's Golden Generation? It turns out they evolved their spirits by consuming the magical grass. Good. Very good. Su Chen, I have to say you finally did something human. Bibi Dong was so happy when she saw that Su Chen was going to snatch the opportunity from Tang San and the others. Spirit Hall. Liena finally understood what Su Chen was always writing about, mowing the grass. Immortal grass. Spirit evolution? There's actually such a magical thing. Ahem. Hope you'll be a little more gentle next time. I can't handle it. After failing the Spirit Master competition, Liena went to the Slaughter City to train and met Tang San, because Tang San at this time was no longer the little black boy he used to be. As we said before, her mother was a 100,000-year-old Blue-Silver Emperor, so after that, his spirit, Blue-Silver Grass, evolved into the Blue-Silver Emperor. His appearance changed, and he changed his name to Tang Yin. The two of them trained in the Slaughter City and worked together to break through the road to hell. Therefore, during this process, Liena fell in love. Later, Liena was named the Holy Maiden of the Spirit Hall by Bibi Dong. During the capture of Xiao Wu in the starred-out Great Forest, Tang San exploited Liena's feelings and successfully rescued Xiao Wu. Of course, they couldn't escape either, and Xiao Wu was ultimately sacrificed to Tang San. Here, Liena caused Bibi Dong to lose her first 100,000-year spirit ring. A commercial break. Resurrection. My love. Because of Tang San's eat with a bowl, curse with the chopsticks down behavior, he destroyed the Slaughter City upon leaving after obtaining the Slaughter God domain, prompting the Slaughter King to hunt them both. Later, Liena was being hunted by the Slaughter King. Coincidentally, Tang San rescued her at this time. Liena, still harboring feelings for him, revealed that Bibi Dong was in the starred-out Great Forest, hunting the Titan Giant Ape and the Azure Bull Python. And it was precisely because of Liena's leak that these 200,000-year spirit rings, which should have been easily within Bibi Dong's grasp, were ultimately snatched away by Tang San midway. Here, Liena caused Bibi Dong to lose 2 more 100,000-year spirit rings. I remember a long time ago commenting on the Spirit Hall's love-brained master and disciple. They never disappoint. Okay, that's enough for today's story. I want to focus on praising Master Bibi. You could say Bibi Dong has been unfaithful to everyone in her life, but she has absolutely been worthy of Liena. She truly treats her like her own daughter, treating her better than she ever did Qian Renxue, her own daughter, Heaven Dao City Branch Hall. Liena was completely devastated. Su Chen, with our current relationship, you're not even giving me a fig leaf? It's over. Can I ever return to the spirit hall? Liena slapped her forehead in pain, truly unsure how to face Bibi Dong again. I caused my teacher to lose 300,000 year spirit rings, and in the end, Tang San obtained them all. Damn it. Damn Tang San, Liena, cannot face my teacher unless I kill you. And Su Chen, you scoundrel, you were so rude and stripped me naked. Wait until you come back and see if I don't strip you naked and bite you to death. So angry, so angry. Spirit Hall. Bibi Dong was speechless for a moment. Nana? She was a little amused. So the reason she liked Nana so much, treating her like her own daughter, was because she looked like her. Bibi Dong gave a wry smile. You truly are worthy of being my disciple. You are as foolish and blind as my teacher. Our relationship as master and disciple was completely ruined by them, however. Bibi Dong thought again. This was without Su Chen. Now that Su Chen had intervened, none of this would have happened. Also, Nana is now with Su Chen, which indirectly means tying Su Chen to the bed in the spirit hall, so it should be easy to deal with Tang San. Bibi Dong couldn't help but feel relieved when she thought of this. She didn't take Tang San seriously, but the situation was full of strangeness, which forced her to be cautious. Chapter 31 Xiao Wu misses her mother. At the prince's mansion, Qian Renxue was furious. Damn it, like master, like disciple, Liena, oh Liena, you're unworthy of my reward. You're as foolish as that woman. That damn Tang San is already a sworn enemy of Spirit Hall. How could you? Muttering to this point, Qian Renxue froze. What did Su Chen say earlier? It seemed like she was no better than Bibi Dong. No. Qian Renxue, I'm just soft-hearted. I'm not a love-brained person. I'm a woman focused on pursuing my career. However, Qian Renxue had forgotten that she was Bibi Dong's biological daughter. How could she be any better? Love-brained, inherited. Elsewhere, Xiao Wu, who was traveling with Tang San, was completely paralyzed. Sacrifice? Oh my god. Sacrifice herself to Tang San? Although she and Tang San had gotten along well during those 6 years at Notting Academy, the time for sacrifice wasn't right at this point. Considering the contents of Su Chen's diary, Xiao Wu, upon learning that her third brother was actually her uncle, began to clearly resist the affection she felt for him and her sister. A 29-year-old, strange uncle. How could she possibly return to the beautiful, innocent days of the past? She could never go back. Of course. Xiao Wu wanted to escape. She wanted to escape back to the starred-out Great Forest. She missed Ming and Ming. Wait? Xiao Wu's heart suddenly trembled again. Ming and Ming would eventually die. Even if she returned to the starred-out Great Forest and stayed there, that woman from the spirit hall would still come in and hunt her and Ming and Ming. Damn it. Was there no way out for Xiao Wu? Xiao Wu was filled with despair. From the diary's contents, it was clear that she truly was doomed, and that Ming and Ming would die too. Did this soul beast possess beast power? Xiao Wu's mind raced with thoughts. Was there any way to avoid death? Was there any way to save Ming and Ming? Was there any way? I had no choice before, but now I want to be a good person. Su Chen. Xiao Wu suddenly thought that if there was anyone who had the power to save herself, Ming and Ming, it would probably be Su Chen. However, she didn't know Su Chen, and there was absolutely no reason for him to help her. What's more, if she took the initiative to go to him and beg him, what if he coveted her spirit ring? Perhaps. Someone as powerful as Su Chen wouldn't care about her as a spirit ring, but how could he help her? Xiao Wu felt that her life was hopeless. Under normal circumstances, she and Ming and Ming would die, and now Bibi Dong and the others had a copy of the diary, so wasn't it even more inevitable? Mom, what should Xiao Wu do? This child. When she was out dating, she didn't think of avenging her mother. Now that she knew she was going to die, she suddenly thought of her mother. However, a child is always a mother's treasure. In the darkness, Xiao Wu's mother, Erao, knelt on the ground, staring blankly at the contents of the diary. Xiao Wu, you're actually going to sacrifice my child for humanity, and Ming and Ming too? No, Su Chen, I beg you to write. Let me see Xiao Wu's fate. Let Xiao Wu see her own fate. Please save the child, if you can. I will pray for you forever, Xiao Wu, my child, she cried in the endless darkness. No one knew where she was, let alone her existence, or would hear her voice. Sunset Forest. After Su Chen finished writing in his diary, he followed Douluo. Speeding up. The four of them arrived outside the yin-yang eye of ice and fire. Douluo stopped, looked at Su Chen with a smile, and said, "Boy, this is the yin-yang eye of ice and fire. Didn't you say you wanted to challenge me? Then try it first. See if you can enter this poison array." Douluo knew that Su Chen's inner power was great, but great power did not prove that he could withstand his poison. Douluyan was speechless. She defended herself, saying, "Grandpa, didn't you say before that this poison formation was impossible to resist for anyone below the soul sage level? Su Chen only has level 18 soul power. How could he possibly enter your poison formation?" Su Chen, somewhat helpless, looked at Douluo and replied, "Are you testing me with this? I really don't know how to complain. I already said I could cure your poison. What do you think this poison formation can do to me?" Douluo replied calmly, "Just because you can cure our poison doesn't mean you're not afraid of it. If you can't enter this poison formation, there's no point in challenging me." Su Chen nodded, acknowledging Douluo's point. He then walked straight into the poisonous fog and stood there, silently watching Douluo, whose expression was out of control. "How is that possible?" "Impossible. Absolutely impossible." Douluo's face was completely shattered. His expression was as if he had eaten a large fly. Su Chen hadn't used any soul power in the poisonous fog, and he hadn't even used that strange power. This was too terrifying. Douluyan, startled, covered her mouth, exclaiming in disbelief, "Su Chen, are you even human? How could you possibly withstand this poisonous fog without any resistance?" Yi Lingling was also increasingly astonished. This man was becoming increasingly mysterious, increasingly powerful. Whose man is this? Hey. This is actually my man. It's okay. After Su Chen finished his performance for Douluo, he emerged from inside, saying calmly, "It's just a little trick. Let's go in together." With that, Su Chen walked over to Yi Lingling, took her hand, and instantly erupted with powerful force. Three elements returned to one, a circular water shield enveloped the two of them, and they walked towards the yin-yang eye of ice and fire. Su Chen's 3-point return to one was already powerful, and combined with the 9-yang divine arts high poison resistance and the turtle breathing technique, the poisonous fog was no match for him. Douluo walked behind with his granddaughter, his expression growing increasingly grim, and he began to feel depressed. Damn it. It turns out this little bastard isn't afraid of poison. No wonder he wants to challenge me. And how come his power shield is so strong? I'm afraid it'll be hard for me to break it. This is the end. The more Douluo thought about it, the more uncomfortable he felt. His strongest skill was using poison, but Su Chen wasn't afraid of poison at all. Moreover, the three powers in his body could be fused, making him as powerful as a tidal Douluo. The key point was, this kid's moves were weird, all instantaneous. He didn't even need to activate his martial spirit or chant soul spells. He was impossible to defend against. I'm afraid I'll lose in a competition with him. But I'm so old, and I lose to an 18-year-old kid, in front of my granddaughter. How can I accept this? The more Douluo thought about it, the more uncertain he felt. He immediately made a decision. No matter what Su Chen said, he wouldn't use him as a measure of his combat power. It was not a good deal at all. Chapter 32, Ice and Fire Yin-Yang Eyes Training. The Yin-Yang Eye of Ice and Fire. It was quite beautiful. Su Chen could only exclaim, "Wow, it's huge." Half was volcanic crystals, half was iceberg crystals, and all sorts of exotic flowers and plants shimmered brightly. It was a dreamland, no exaggeration. Su Chen looked at the yin-yang eye of ice and fire, and saw a mountain of both poisonous and magical herbs, and he felt a great deal of satisfaction. Given his current strength, many of them were still useful. Seeing that Su Chen was a little tempted, Douluo hurriedly reminded him, "You kid, take it easy. Most of these are poisonous herbs. Don't touch anything you don't know. If you get sick, don't blame me for not warning you." Su Chen smiled, looked at Douluo and said, "I know this place better than you. I even know the origin of the yin-yang eyes of ice and fire. There may be some poisonous herbs that I don't recognize, but I know all the immortal herbs. Do you want to detoxify them first, or let me cut the grass first? Douluo replied indifferently, it's up to you. Anyway, you already know the place. With your strength, I may not be able to do anything to you. The initiative is no longer with me. Su Chen nodded slightly and began to say, the swallow's poison is actually quite simple. It's just the poison in your body. I have two solutions. The first is chronic detoxification. Finally, you find a soul bone and force all the toxins in. Although this is slow, it will not affect your strength much. The second option is for me to neutralize the toxins in your body. That's faster and better, but you're a poison user after all. Weakening your poison will have a certain impact on your strength. Douluo fell silent upon hearing this. He wasn't strong to begin with, and if his poison was weakened, he'd be left at the bottom. Wouldn't his old rival Zhu be tormenting him to death? Douluo looked at Su Chen and asked, then what do you think Grandpa should do? Douluo also looked at Su Chen. Su Chen thought for a moment and replied, I think the second option is best. Senior Douluo, you're not old yet. Although you're over 80, you're a titled Douluo and can live for at least a few hundred years, you're still young, and you have a bigger stage to play for in the future. I'll neutralize the toxins in your body, and then I'll help you regulate your meridians. I'll find you a magical herb later. You won't have any trouble reaching level 95 or 96 really. Douluo was instantly excited. Su Chen nodded slightly and said, alright, since you've made up your mind, let's get started. Sit down. Douluo sat cross-legged on the ground and asked, what do you need me to do? Su Chen sat down behind Douluo and instructed, relax immediately. I'll channel my inner energy into your body and help you detoxify. With that, Su Chen clapped his hands on Douluo's back. A century of terrifying internal energy transformed into the supremely masculine 9-yang power, coursing through Douluo's body. Douluo, sensing the power within him, was startled. This little bastard actually possessed such masculine energy? Douluo and Yu Lingling waited quietly. Hey, Lingling, look, my grandpa's smoking. Yu Lingling was about to speak when Su Chen's voice, transmitted through their minds, reached their ears. Stay away. The white smoke is poisonous. They quickly retreated, their hearts awestruck. What was wrong with Su Chen? The diary copy hasn't moved. He hasn't spoken either, so why is his voice reaching our minds? 3 hours later. The poison in Douluo's body has been resolved. Su Chen withdrew his hands, sat cross-legged, and began to regulate his breathing. The title Douluo was truly powerful. Fortunately, he had the blue buff of the 9-yang divine art, otherwise, this wave of poison removal would have completely withered him. Douluo stood up, feeling an unprecedented sense of relief. Just as he was about to do something, he saw Su Chen still sitting there, so he held back and stood quietly to the side, waiting. Not long after, Su Chen slowly exhaled, muttering, fantasy is fantasy after all. Even the floor is no joke. Douluo saw Su Chen stop and hurriedly asked, how's the little one? No big deal, Su Chen replied, then stood up. The poison in your body has been resolved. I'll go mow the grass next. Douluo nodded, looking at Su Chen with a complicated look, or inspiring. This kid is a real monster. Such a powerful output of power, yet it could actually last for 3 hours, like an unlimited output machine, horrifying. Next. Fragrant silk. Strange mushroom like chrysanthemum. 8-petaled fairy orchid. Su Chen didn't argue with Douluo after all the effort to detoxify. He harvested every last blade of grass, both immortal and poisonous, from the entire yin-yang eye of ice and fire, storing it in his interspatial ring. Who knew if that little scoundrel would come again? In short, he wouldn't even get a single blade for the next few decades. Douluo's expression froze, a complex look on his face. You're such a man of your word. You said you'd cut it all, and you didn't leave a single blade for me. You didn't even spare some ordinary poisonous weeds. After Su Chen collected the last remaining 8-angled mysterious ice grass and fiery apricot, a faint smile appeared on his face. I'm afraid if I don't take them, someone will rob you sooner or later. So it's better to give it to me than to others. At least I can give it to you, so Douluo can use it herself. He closed his mouth. Su Chen pulled out a 9th grade purple fungus from his special ring and explained, this is 9th grade purple fungus. It strengthens the body, invigorates ki, increases power, and removes impurities from the body. That loser on the mainland who copied the 10 great spirits couldn't break through level 30 in his lifetime, but by taking this 9th grade purple fungus, He'll be able to break through that limit. Douluo looked quizzical and asked, so miraculous? I've never noticed it before. Su Chen shook his head helplessly. What could you possibly discover? If you could find anything, wouldn't you have given it to your granddaughter long ago? Su Chen thought this and looked at Du Guyan. Yanzi, after I help you detoxify tomorrow, I'll help you pick a magical herb. Yes, Du Guyan nodded, seemingly unconcerned. Su Chen soared into the air and, using his internal energy, drew the 8-angled mysterious ice grass and the fiery apricot into his hands. After consuming both, he immediately took off his clothes. Yilingling? Du Guyan? The next moment, Su Chen plunged headfirst into the ice and fire spring. Damn it, Douluo was instantly shocked. How dare you? It's dangerous in there, apparently. Su Chen was fine, seemingly enjoying a hot spring bath. Douluo realized he'd been worrying too much. After all, this kid knew far more than he did and wouldn't do anything reckless. How cool, Su Chen dove in and said, cold on one side, hot on the other. No wonder the big guys love playing with ice and fire. It's truly an extraordinary experience. Douluo shook his head, too lazy to say anything else. He simply took the 9th grade purple fungus and began to cultivate. Yilingling and Du Guyan, still worried about Su Chen, breathed a sigh of relief when they saw he was alright. Simultaneously, the image of Su Chen just now flashed back to them. What a huge mess. Ugh, how embarrassing. Chapter 33 Reward for Life. That night, Su Chen cultivated within the yin-yang eye of ice and fire. This precious place itself greatly enhances cultivation, and he also took the 8-angled mysterious ice grass and the fiery apricot. This would not only boost his soul power, but would also significantly strengthen his physique and his 3-element skill. Douluo was also cultivating. As for Yilingling and Du Guyan, they set up a tent and waited for their daily rewards. Ding, diary, record your wonderful time traveling, rewards distributed, congratulations to the host for receiving the reward, all soul rings have their age increased by 1,000 years, congratulations to the host for receiving the random reward, divinely bestowed soul ring. During his cultivation, Su Chen was delighted to see the rewards in his diary. The 2 immortal herbs he had taken had brought his level to level 20. The soul rings arrived just in time. However, there was no rush to absorb them. After tonight's cultivation and strengthening, absorbing more would give him at least another 20,000 years. In the tent, Yilingling and Du Guyan quietly waited for the dungeon rewards to be distributed. Their names had only appeared once yesterday, and there were quite a few people who had appeared yesterday. They didn't hold out much hope. Dungeon rewards. Congratulations to Liena, whose name was mentioned the most times in the diary. Reward, increase the age of all spirit rings by 1,000 years. Congratulations to Qian Renxue, whose name was randomly selected in the diary. Reward, increase your spirit power by 1 level. Congratulations to Wu, who became a lucky viewer and can customize the diary theme once. This was exactly what Yilingling and Du Guyan had expected. As expected, their names only appeared once. They weren't picked. Du Guyan thought for a while and said, Lingling, why don't we just confess to Su Chen and tell him that we have a copy of the diary, and ask him to write more about us? How about it? Yilingling heard this, her expression a little complicated, and said, I think so too, but looking at Su Chen's situation, Liena and Bibi Dong didn't tell him. If we told him, it would not be a good thing. Of course, this is for you, and it will only benefit me. However, if we tell Su Chen, we may very likely make enemies with Liena, Bibi Dong and the others. Du Guyan was a little confused. I don't quite understand what you are saying. Yilingling thought for a moment and explained simply, Liena and the others didn't tell Su Chen because they are probably afraid that if Su Chen finds out, he won't write down some secrets in the diary. These secrets are very helpful to them in the Spirit Hall. If we tell Su Chen, the love-brained master and apprentice in the Spirit Hall will definitely hate us. Su Chen may be mysterious and powerful, but how powerful is the Spirit Hall? Finally, if Su Chen knew about the copy of the diary, he would definitely only write the names of people related to him, such as me and Liena. Du Guyan nodded thoughtfully and muttered, Lingling, you are still smart, but if you told Su Chen, then I think you can get rewards every day. Why didn't you think of saying it? Yilingling showed a helpless smile on her face. I wanted to, but I am the second girlfriend. Since Liena chose not to say it, of course I can't go against her. After all, she is my elder sister. How can I offend her before I even meet her? Du Guyan pouted with a sour face. Why do I see that the corners of your mouth are so proud that they can't be suppressed? Yilingling hugged Du Yuan's slender waist and said with a smile, swallow, are you envious? Listen to me, what's the use of just envying others? We have to take action ourselves. Do you think I'm right, third sister? Du Yuan was completely dumbfounded. How can you even help your husband pick up girls? The Crown Prince's mansion. Qian Renxue was also delighted. Well done, Nana. I didn't expect that while helping you get the reward, you'd also bring me along. Wait? How did I get brought along? It was because of that woman's partiality, Su Chen couldn't help but complain. Suddenly, Qian Renxue was a bit amused and embarrassed. Reaching this level of soul power wasn't easy. Almost a decade of heartache. Huh? Ho Wu, another new name. Qian Renxue frowned, reminiscing. As the Crown Prince of the Heaven Dao Empire, she naturally knew about the geniuses of Blazing Academy. It seemed that quite a few people possessed copies of the diary, and the competition was getting increasingly fierce. Blazing Academy. Ho Wu, who had been a bystander for a long time, jumped out of bed in joy. Is it finally my turn now? Ha ha ha! Ho Wu danced with joy, her breasts practically popping out. What should I write? Ho Wu, dressed in thin pajamas, began to pace the room with her long legs, pondering what she wanted to know. Yet, Ho Wu's brows suddenly relaxed, and she muttered happily, what could I possibly ask? Of course I want him to write more about me and get the spirit ring reward. With that, Ho Wu happily threw herself onto the bed, excitedly imagining her spirit rings would all be purple. It was truly amazing. Spirit Hall. Liena looked at the reward with a look of dismay. A reward? It cost her life. Qian Renxue, thank you so much for the reward. How am I going to explain this to your mother? Liena sighed, wondering what that little scoundrel Su Chen was doing. Could he be sleeping with Yilingling in his arms? Ugh! Su Chen, you bastard, I hate you. Spirit Hall. Pope's bedroom. Although Master B didn't receive any rewards today, she was still very happy because both recipients were her daughters. Just as Bibi Dong was about to fall asleep, a voice rang out from outside. Your Holiness, are you asleep? Bibi Dong sat up, recognizing the person outside as her subordinate, Ling Yuan Douluo, and felt a little puzzled. What could she possibly want from me so late at night? Wait? Bibi Dong suddenly understood. If nothing unexpected happened, this Ling Yuan must also be one of those in possession of the diary copy. This old six. It seemed she'd noticed another Ho Wu and knew she'd have to confess sooner or later. Come in. As Bibi Dong's voice fell, a plump, charming, mature woman entered and closed the door. Your Holiness, Bibi Dong's expression was calm, devoid of her usual cold and noble demeanor. Come forward and tell me. Ling Yuan stepped forward, stopping before Bibi Dong, who was seated on a stool. Sit down, Bibi Dong said calmly, and Ling Yuan felt a little flattered. Clearly, she agreed with Su Chen's assessment. Bibi Dong was a complete lunatic. Powerful, ruthless. While it wasn't appropriate to think that of her immediate superior, that was certainly the impression Bibi Dong gave off. She'd even slammed the previous pope. Oh my god. So terrifying. It wasn't like she just wanted to be written about in Su Chen's diary. Chapter 34. Something is wrong with Bibi Dong. Ling Yuan sat down next to Bibi Dong and said sincerely, Your Holiness, I confess to you that I am also one of the owners of the diary copy. Bibi Dong pretended to be surprised and said, Is that true, Elder Ling Yuan? If that's the case, why didn't you say it in advance? Why are you saying it now? Ling Yuan was a little depressed. Your Holiness, do you want to hear the truth? Bibi Dong replied indifferently, Tell me a lie first. I want to hear a lie, Ling Yuan replied. It's because of selfish motives. I don't want to be exposed. Bibi Dong nodded. What about the truth? Ling Yuan looked at Bibi Dong for a long time, but still didn't dare to say it. Bibi Dong promised directly, Go ahead. I won't be angry, and I won't blame you. Okay. Ling Yuan took a deep breath and said, When I first learned about the diary copy, I wasn't sure if your majesty had it, so naturally I couldn't tell anyone. Once I was sure you had it, the young master made you the subject the next day. After I learned everything, I dared not speak out. Now that more and more people have copies of the diary, I know I can't hide it anymore. I also know that the secret I saw has been seen by many people. Great. This was indeed a screen-snooping old six. Bibi Dong was furious. Her biggest secret had been revealed, and all her past foolishness was known too. Bibi Dong could already imagine that her subordinate had already labeled her in his mind. Crazy. Love-brained. Ungrateful. Blind Douluo. Su Chen, you bastard. Bibi Dong grew increasingly angry as she pondered this, but she eventually suppressed her emotions, looked at Ling Yuan, and said, "You may not believe this, but after possessing the diary copy, I'm no longer affected by the Rakshasa god's evil thoughts, I've returned to normal." Ling Yuan quickly declared, "Your Holiness, Ling Yuan will always be your most capable assistant. I'm willing to go through fire and water for you, even to the point of death, big sister, you don't have to explain yourself to me. No matter what kind of lunatic you are, you're still my big sister." Bibi Dong's face darkened, and she added in a deep voice, "You Zia gang, that scumbag, has ruined my life and my spirit hall. I won't let him off, and I'll kill the Tang San too. I've let Zhu ear down all these years." Ling Yuan lowered her head and remained silent, thinking, "Big sister, why are you telling me all this? Just trust me, trust that I'm yours." Bibi Dong's brows hardened. "You don't believe me?" "No, I do, I believe in your Holiness," Ling Yuan quickly declared. "I don't trust you. Who should I trust, Su Chen's diary or you?" Bibi Dong rubbed her forehead. She knew Ling Yuan still didn't believe her, and she felt helpless. "Ling Yuan, I'm serious. Haven't you noticed that after getting a copy of the diary, your mind has suddenly become clearer, awkward?" Ling Yuan didn't know how to respond. "I'm not a love-brained idiot. I don't have any obsessions. How can I understand what you're saying?" Bibi Dong shook her head and said, "Forget it, you wouldn't believe me even if I explained it to you. I have a plan, and you're the perfect person to carry it out. Next, I want you to find those who possessed copies of the diary and invite them all to our spirit city. You've seen how mysterious and powerful Su Chen's diary copies are. Nana is now a level 60 spirit emperor and possesses 2 100,000-year spirit rings and spirit bones. These people cannot be enemies of our spirit hall." Upon hearing this, Ling Yuan hurriedly stood up and said, "Your Majesty, why bother with this? If they don't want to join the spirit hall, just kill them." Bibi Dong's face was solemn, and she said, "Haven't you noticed that those who possess diary copies have a special characteristic?" Ling Yuan asked with a puzzled look on her face. "Special? No, I haven't noticed," Bibi Dong said. "I've thought about this. Those who possess diary copies have one characteristic: beautiful women. Su Chen knows everything about the continent. We can't guarantee whether he has feelings for any woman. It wouldn't be worth it if we blindly killed them and incurred his disgust, and I just told you that the diary copy can purify the evil thoughts of the Rakshasa god, which means it has a certain degree of protection." Ling Yuan was a little confused. What a mess. But it's true. The women who possessed the diary copies were all beautiful women, of varying ages. So, Bibi Dong continued, "You don't have to think too much. Go find them and tell them that Su Chen will be returning to Wuhan City later. They're hiding in a corner. When will they receive their rewards? If you want to improve your strength, come to Wuhan City. If you want 100,000-year spirit rings and spirit bones, come to Wuhan City. If you want to become a god, come to Wuhan City. Remember to be nice and invite them in my name. Invite them to our offline gathering of friends." Ahem. Ling Yuan felt her head buzzing. "Big sister, with such bizarre thoughts, you still say you're crazy? Is this what a normal person would think?" The next day, yin-yang eyes of ice and fire. Su Chen flew out, feeling particularly good. His physique was strengthened, his immunity to ice and fire, and his poison resistance reached a new high. The power within him also underwent a transformation. Now, he was completely certain of becoming a titled Douluo. Du Yan, having just emerged from the tent, saw the massive mass and couldn't help but scream. Yi Lingling also covered her eyes, blushing. Su Chen, paralyzed, quickly pulled clothes from his interspatial ring and put them on. With an awkward expression, he said, "Please believe me, I truly don't have any special fetishes." Yin-yang eyes of ice and fire, Su Chen had stripped off before entering, because in a place like this, clothing would be destroyed. He hadn't even had time to absorb his spirit rings, so how could he have thought about clothes? Douluo stepped forward, his face stern, and said, "Su Chen, you're absolutely outrageous. You actually let my granddaughter see you naked. If you don't give me an explanation today, I'll never let you go." "Su Chen, old bang, do you want to listen to what you're saying? I was the one who was seen naked." Ugh. Douluo touched his nose awkwardly and said, "Same as before, forget it. You detoxify Yan first. Su Chen looked at Douluo strangely. This old deng, he has ideas about himself. Swallow, come on. Douluo walked over with a red face, sat on the ground, waiting for Su Chen to make a move. However, Su Chen hesitated. This, Douluo said suspiciously, didn't you say yesterday that it was very simple to detoxify Yan? What are you hesitating about now? Su Chen's face looked a little ugly, and he said in a deep voice, first of all, let me explain, although I, Su Chen, am not a good person, I also like beautiful women. But a gentleman loves beauty and gets it in a proper way. Then I will ask timidly, have you read martial arts novels? If you are listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means it was downloaded and re-uploaded without effort. We warmly invite you to visit our channel, Fanfic World. There you will find the original version of this story and many other novels of various genres. We look forward to seeing you dive into a world of incredible novels. Chapter 35. I really don't want to eat beef this time. Douluo shook his head. Douluo and Yi Lingling also shook their heads. They knew about storytelling, but they had never heard of martial arts novels. Su Chen felt a bit embarrassed. If you haven't read martial arts novels, then you definitely don't know Zhang Wuji. And if you don't know that removing clothes to heal a woman's wounds and detoxify her would be necessary, then you definitely think I'm a pervert. What the hell? Su Chen pondered this for a long time. Fortunately, he had researched it before. He explained, you should have felt the power I used when I detoxified yesterday. It was extremely yang and strong. Women's constitutions are more yin, so yang energy can't be dissipated and accumulates in their bodies, potentially putting their lives in danger. Secondly, scientific research has proven that women have much thicker fat than men. Most of this fat is stored subcutaneously, blocking the meridians, which greatly hinders healing. Women have thick subcutaneous fat, which reduces energy transmission efficiency. If they add a layer of clothing, the efficiency is even lower, seriously affecting healing. Finally, based on these 2 points, we conclude that when healing a woman, her clothes must be removed. If they are not, it's very dangerous. After saying this, Su Chen mentally added, third, it would look strange to remove clothes when healing a man. Fourth, it's necessary for the plot. Douluo looked Su Chen up and down with a strange look in his eyes, trying to find a flaw in him, but he was surprisingly serious. Douluo and Yi Lingling were both stunned. This was the plan? Douluo, with mixed feelings, whispered to Yi Lingling, Lingling, what should I do? Yi Lingling smiled at Douluo and then called to Su Chen, Su Chen, Yanzi has agreed. Come to the tent and help her detoxify. Douluo, let's go. Yanzi, Yi Lingling took Douluo's hand and pulled her back to the tent. Lingling, Yi Lingling looked at Douluo's flushed face, speechless, and said calmly, it's a difficult decision for you, but you must detoxify, so I'll help you make it so you don't have to worry about it. Come on, take off your clothes. Douluo remained silent, enjoying the treatment. She was being treated like a young lady, allowing Yi Lingling to help her remove her clothes. Okay, sit here and close your eyes. Don't think about anything. Yi Lingling finished speaking, then walked out and said to Su Chen, go in and help her detoxify. Su Chen patted Yi Lingling's head and turned to glance at Douluo. The old man seemed quite willing, so he walked in without saying anything. The tent was filled with spring scenery. Although Douluo had her back to Su Chen, she was very talented and could still see from the side. From the side, a mountain becomes a peak. I'm coming. Douluo's mind went blank with shame, and she replied casually, yes, you do it. Su Chen sat cross-legged, placed his hands on Douluo's back, and began to input the 9 yang internal force. Soon after, Su Chen withdrew his hands and stood up, saying, I'm done. Douluo had just felt a warm current flowing through her body, a strange power rushing through her. Now, hearing Su Chen's words, she couldn't help but ask, so soon, Su Chen? That first time, huh? I meant you're young and the toxins aren't that much? With my power, I can quickly dissolve them. Su Chen said this before running out in a panic. Such wicked words. Douluo saw Su Chen coming out and asked, so soon? Su Chen was speechless for a moment. I'm going to condense my second spirit ring first. You guys wait for me until I'm ready, then we can leave together. Su Chen leaped onto the ice crystal and sat down, beginning to extract his divinely bestowed spirit ring. Douluo shook his head secretly. Seeing his granddaughter come out, he said nonchalantly, Yan, You have to seize your own opportunities in life. If you miss them, you'll regret it for the rest of your life. Duguyan lowered her head in silence, understanding what her grandfather was saying. Dugubo continued, you've seen a lot on the Heaven Dao Empire. Every powerful spirit master or noble has more than one wife. Let's not talk about the distant past. That kid from your academy named Yu Xianheng has been pursuing you, right? As the direct heir to the Blue Lightning Tyrannosaurus Rex family, do you think he will marry only you? Even if he wants to, his family won't. Our family doesn't need you to arrange a marriage. Just choose your own happiness. Grandpa will always support you, no matter what. Dugubo was completely helpless. Su Chen's strength, appearance, and temperament were simply stunning. After his granddaughter had seen the beautiful jade, how could she ever look down on rotten stone? There was a moment of silence. Suddenly, a red light illuminated the entire yin-yang eye of ice and fire. Above Su Chen's head, a red halo appeared, the standard for a spirit ring of at least 100,000 years. Dugubo's mind was filled with questions. He hadn't understood what Su Chen had just said about cultivating spirit rings. And now, a 100,000-year spirit ring? Duguyan and Yi Lingling also looked over in shock. 100,000-year spirit ring. This was the first time they had ever seen one. The red glow was stunning. For a moment, they couldn't help but think of Liena, that lucky woman who already had two. Above. The spirit ring's age limit was set at 180,000 years. Su Chen finally absorbed it, and the spirit ring configuration on his body was purple-red. Purple was outrageous. Ugh. Su Chen wondered if perhaps this first spirit ring actually had a purpose. Its purple glow was a constant reminder that awaken was always there. The sky and the earth went dark. Dugubo and the other two looked up. Besides the striking red 100,000-year spirit ring, a massive kunpeng floated above Su Chen's head, blotting out the sun. What kind of martial spirit is this? Duguyan asked in shock. Grandpa, even you've never seen a martial spirit this large, Dugubo exclaimed in amazement. Normally, it's already significantly larger than any martial spirit's true form. How could Grandpa possibly have seen a martial spirit this massive? Swish. Su Chen unleashed his spirit ability, and wings sprouted from his back, instantly soaring in front of the three. He suddenly felt a mixture of emotions. It's over. I've already devised a way to die. Dao Qi transformed into wings, and my only weakness, inability to fly, is gone. This time, I really won't be eating beef. So fast, Dugubo was startled. Su Chen's uncanny strength already made his speed terrifying, and now he's gained the ability to fly with 100,000-year spirit ability. Wait a minute. Dugubo frowned and asked, what's with that expression? You look like you're not happy with your 100,000-year spirit ring. Su Chen shook his head slightly and sighed. I'm so powerful at such a young age, and now these wings grant me incredible speed. This is making me arrogant. Dugubo's expression went haywire. In my entire life, I've never seen you act so pretentiously. I really want to stab you to death with a hammer. 10th update has arrived. Brothers who have received red flowers for monthly votes and recommendations, please give us a tip. Chapter 36, Challenge Dugubo. Su Chen, seeing Dugubo's expression as if he was about to strike, asked, if you had immersed yourself in this for 18 years and one day suddenly became a titled Douluo, would you dare say you wouldn't be conceited? Talented men emerge in every generation, each leading the charge for hundreds of years. Geniuses appear every year, but only those who survive count. It was obvious. Dugubo thought Su Chen was pretending, as did Duguyan and Yi Lingling. But Su Chen didn't think he was pretending. He wasn't. Without strength, he could be submissive, able to hold his composure, even eating beef he didn't like. But with increasing strength, one's mentality changes. If you had the strength of a fellow countryman, how dare you charge at Uia? Dugubo couldn't help but retort, you were already strong to begin with, and your second spirit ring is 100,000 years old. When you become a titled Douluo, who can rival you, and with your spirit skills flying so fast, who can catch up to you? Su Chen shook his head and said nothing more. I can tell you, after learning about the speed of this spirit skill, my first thought was to go to the spirit hall and tease Bibi Dong, and then go to Sea God Island and kick Poseidon's ass. It was a sinister thought, but I really wanted to have fun. Before I couldn't fly, I knew what I could and couldn't do. Now I'm capable of anything. Dugubo didn't bother to dwell on that. He asked, first, please quench my curiosity. What is your spirit? Where did you get your 100,000-year spirit ring? Su Chen calmed himself and slowly said, "My spirit is a chicken, which later mutated into Kunpen. My spirit ring is a divinely bestowed spirit ring. Based on my current strength, the maximum absorption age is 100,000 years, I see," Douluo said thoughtfully. Divinely bestowed spirit rings are worshipped by the angel gods of the spirit hall. So, with your current strength, the age is 100,000 years, which corresponds to level 90 title Douluo, 180,000 years, roughly around level 94, Su Chen added. Douluo was withdrawn. He was about to pretend. With the poison removed and his meridians unblocked, and the immortal herbs he'd taken, he'd already broken through level 93 thanks to years of accumulated soul power. He hadn't even begun pretending. His spell was interrupted. "Damn it!" Douluo exclaimed in astonishment, "Wow! You've actually reached level 94. My grandfather is only level 92 ahem," Douluo hastily added, "I'm already level 93." He was expecting a few compliments from his granddaughter, but Douluo simply said, "Congratulations, Grandpa," and turned his attention back to Su Chen. Su Chen pulled 2 immortal herbs from his space ring, looked at Douluo, and said, "Swallow, these are 8-petal immortal orchids. They have a mild and rich medicinal property, are easily absorbed, and can strengthen the body and eliminate impurities. Take this immortal herb, and achieving title Douluo will be a piece of cake." Douluo nodded excitedly. Su Chen handed the magical herb to Douluo, then looked at Yilingling and said, "This is the Kilo tulip. It's paired with the 8-petaled orchid, forming a pair of Mandarin duck magic herbs. Consuming it absorbs the essence of heaven and earth, the radiance of the sun and moon. Perhaps absorbing it will break the limitations of the 9-hearted begonia." Yilingling's heart trembled. This gift was too precious. She wasn't sure if she could accept it. "Don't overthink it. Just consider it my betrothal gift to you. I'll teach you how to absorb it," Su Chen said, stepping forward to hand her the magical herb and instructing her how to consume it. The Kilo tulip can't be swallowed. Gently inhale the pistil, slowly absorbing the essence. Then, cultivate your soul power and slowly circulate it, allowing the medicinal effects to spread throughout your limbs and bones. After Douluo and Yilingling finished absorbing the magical herb and practicing, Su Chen stepped aside to wait with Douluo. Douluo felt sour at the thought. What a loser. The magical herb was placed in his hands, yet he didn't recognize it and didn't know how to use it. "Oh," Su Chen heard Douluo sigh, turned his head and looked at him, and said lightly, "Ordinary people can only take one plant of the magic grass, and this place is very special. I am just cutting the grass, and the roots are still there. You can still cut it after 100 years. You just need to guard this place in the future, huh?" Douluo's eyes lit up, and he was about to be happy, but then he said a little unhappy, "I'm not guarding anything, you are already so strong now. When the fairy grass grows out again, how strong will you be? I want to cut it and rob it from you." Su Chen smiled, but shook his head and said, "If I still want these fairy grasses 100 years later, I will be a waste. Oh, by the way, we agreed to have a competition before, why don't we go out and have a competition now? As long as you can beat me, I won't come again in the future." Douluo was a little moved when he heard this, and looked at Su Chen. Seeing that the corners of the little bastard's mouth were raised, he directly refused. "Forget it, what I am best at is using poison. You can absorb the 180,000-year soul ring and you are not afraid of my poison. I really don't know how to win this battle," Su Chen said pleadingly. "Senior Douluo, let's have a fight. I really need to test my strength right now. If you can defeat me, trust me, this will be a feat you can brag about for the rest of your life." Douluo, "Okay, let's go now. I want to see how much of a pretense you have." Douluo was also furious. "Defeat you and I'll brag about it for the rest of my life? After I beat you up today, I'll laugh at you for the rest of my life." Douluo flashed and flew out, and Su Chen also flew out in a streak of golden light. The two entered the sunset forest. Douluo immediately activated his martial soul, the jade-scaled snake king, yellow, purple, black, black. In the air opposite Douluo, Su Chen also activated his martial soul, the Kunpen, purple-red. 7th soul skill, martial soul true form. Douluo knew Su Chen's strength, and even more so his uncanny powers and attack methods. Without hesitation, he immediately activated his martial soul true form, a 30-meter-long, emerald green snake as thick as a water tank. Su Chen wasn't afraid. If the Nai family father and son's 80 and 40-meter-long broadswords couldn't penetrate the 3-point returning origin key, What was a 30-meter-long snake to him? First soul skill, Golden Rooster stands alone. Su Chen unleashed his first soul skill, the soul legacy of Brother Ji. The original soul skill was a chicken foot falling from the sky. At that moment, in the sky, the massive Kunpeng assumed an attacking stance. A massive golden claw appearing from below, snatching the 30-meter-long jade-scaled Snake King away. Bang! The soul ring was too old, and it broke free in a moment. Douluo, watching the massive, soaring Kunpeng in the sky, grew furious. Damn it! The jade phosphorus Snake King couldn't fly. This bastard was flying too high. How could anyone compete like that? Too passive. In the air, 3-point returning origin key, Su Chen had already raised his sword, gathering strength in his hands, and unleashed a barrage of attacks on the 30-meter-long snake on the ground. He wasn't going to be like that fool, Jin Daoliu, who was clearly the strongest in the sky, yet chose to fight Poseidon in the sea and Tang Chen on land. Whoosh, 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 bang, 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 bang. This barrage of attacks caused Douluo to twist his body and start moving like a snake. Boy, if you have the guts, come down and fight me. Upon hearing this, Su Chen shouted, well, senior, have you ever heard of a palm technique that descends from the sky? Pei'an palm, the 10th move, disaster clouds falling from the sky. Chapter 37 Nine-Hearted Begonia Evolution. In the air, Su Chen transformed into a streak of golden light, charging down with all his might. His cloud-removing palm had already condensed into a shadow over 10 meters across, plunging from the sky. Ugh! Startled, Douluo quickly unleashed his ultimate move, 8th soul skill, Time Freeze, Duong. The clash froze Su Chen in mid-air, but his massive palm had already slammed down hard on the jade-scaled Serpent King, creating a massive crater in the ground. Puff! Douluo spat out a mouthful of blood. 9th soul skill, 3 elements returned to 1. As Douluo unleashed his final, powerful blow, Su Chen quickly drew strength to break free, condensing a water shield of energy around him. Soul Bone soul skill, Medusa's Gaze. Douluo truly unleashed his full force, unleashing no tricks. The water shield surrounding Su Chen instantly petrified. However, just as Douluo was about to unleash his next attack, the petrified water shield shattered, and a new layer of water shield emerged to block his 9th soul skill. How could this happen? Douluo was puzzled and sighed sadly. Never mind, I give up. Su Chen flew down from the air and said, your spirit bone skills are indeed powerful, but my 3 elements return to 1 is not a one-time spirit skill, it's a shield that continuously outputs my power. After you're petrified, I can condense a new one. Douluo shook his head and said, I don't understand. These things on you are too strange. I'm afraid even an ordinary level 95 title Douluo can't defeat you. Let's go back. Su Chen nodded and said nothing more. In fact, this title Douluo is still not easy to defeat. The power of the 8 or 9 spirit skills is too strong, and resisting them is extremely exhausting. The 3 elements return to 1 is powerful, but it is not enough to defeat a title Douluo. The real strength lies in the 100 years of cultivation and the endurance of the blue buff 9 Yang divine art. Douluo suddenly asked, I remember that the 100,000-year spirit ring has 2 spirit skills. What is your other spirit skill? The acceleration one, Su Chen replied calmly. Douluo was speechless. What was this battle spirit transformed into wings? A pair of golden wings was ridiculously fast enough, and now there was even an acceleration skill? Damn it, you're not a speed attack spirit master, are you? Combined with your strange methods, it's incredibly dangerous? Su Chen thought for a moment and replied, that's not the case. I'm similar to that angel spirit, a hexagonal warrior. This is only my 2nd spirit ring. The 2 flew back to the yin-yang eye of ice and fire. Douluo was becoming increasingly exhausted the more he thought about it. Everything about Su Chen was shocking him again and again. While waiting for Douyan and Yulingling to practice, Su Chen began writing in his diary, today is another happy day. After a night of practicing with the immortal grass, I've successfully broken through to level 20 and received a divinely bestowed spirit ring as a reward. And 180,000-year spirit ring is amazing. Unfortunately, my first spirit ring is so lame. Compared to my 180,000-year spirit ring, I'm inconsolable. Of course, the first spirit ring is the only proof that Brother G ever existed. He's afraid I'll forget him. Peaks breed false supporters, dusk bears witness to devout believers. How could I forget? The immortal herbs have been harvested. I've left one each for Douluo and Du Guyan, and one for Yilingling. I hope her spirit can break through its limitations. After all, Ning Rongrong's spirit, the 7 treasures glazed pagoda, upgraded to the 9 treasures glazed pagoda after consuming the kilo tulip. The 9-hearted begonia should also be able to break through its limitations. After Du Guyan and Yilingling absorb it, we can return to Xiandao City. I wonder if that little goblin who Liena missed me? I left her a immortal herb. Finally done. I can't wait to go to Shrek and bully the scumbag, he. Today's diary topic is Ho Wu. This girl is just a minor character. What stories can I write about? Su Chen paused here, his heart aching with complaints. He only remembered Ho Wu's name as Ho Wu, and a whirlwind of wind beside her, and then it was gone. Isn't this embarrassing for Fat Tiger? Su Chen, just then, Du Guyan, who had finished her training in the distance, came running over, threw herself into Su Chen's arms, and kissed him hard on the left cheek. Ben, the crisp sound suddenly brought Du Guyan back to reality, and she blushed instantly. Well, don't overthink it. I'm just thanking you for giving me the immortal grass. It allowed me to raise my soul power by 5 levels. I'm already level 40 now. Su Chen smiled and nodded, patting Du Guyan on the shoulder. The immortal grass will also accelerate your training. When you condense the Dansu and evolve into the jade-scaled Serpent King, you'll be a true genius. Yes, Du Guyan nodded heavily, blushing and lowering her head. Du Gubo held his forehead, feeling exhausted. Using my immortal grass to seduce my granddaughter, Su Chen, you're really good at it. Suddenly, a 9-heart begonia blossom bloomed on Yilingling's body, and golden lines began to grow on the flower, clearly indicating its evolution. Huh? Du Gubo asked with surprise. Boy, can Lingling's 9-heart begonia really evolve? Su Chen nodded, thought for a moment, and replied, if the kilo tulip is used on the 7 treasures glazed pagoda, it can evolve into the 9 treasures glazed pagoda. Similarly, the 9-heart begonia can break the spirit limit, Du Guyan said with delight. Doesn't that mean Lingling will have more than one skill in the future? She can also provide support, 9-heart begonia. Each generation can only have one successor. There can only be 2 9-heart begonia spirit masters alive at the same time. Only when one dies can another appear in the future. And it only has one spirit skill, healing. Su Chen thought for a moment, shook his head and said, I'm not sure about this. It shouldn't be an amplification assist like the 7 treasures glazed pagoda, otherwise it would be too abnormal. Du Gubo also nodded in agreement. The 9-hearted begonia's healing ability is already amazing. If you let it amplify and assist, you won't give others a chance to survive. The flowers bloomed, accompanied by a faint fragrance, a golden light shone, and petals with golden patterns floated around, turning into a sea of flowers. Su Chen, Yilingling rushed out from the sea of flowers, tears of excitement flowing like a spring, and threw herself directly into Su Chen's arms, tiptoed and kissed him bravely. A passionate wet kiss. A kiss that lasts forever. A kiss that seals love. Du Guyan felt sour in her heart when she saw this. Lingling is really something. She looks elegant and quiet. But she doesn't know how to be reserved at all. You are a cold and quiet girl. Humph. All the way, Du Guyan, look carefree on the outside, I will never be so impulsive. At most, I will give a kiss on the cheek. Du Guyan, will jump from here even if I starve to death. Congratulations Yilingling, triggering the hidden task reward, obtain, soul power increased by 10 levels. Du Guyan? What's going on? What did Yilingling do? Looking at the two people hugging each other and kissing passionately on the field, Du Guyan was simply numb. I don't want you to leave, distance can't separate us. Long in turns into the sea outside the window, I can't get in at this moment. Not to mention Du Guyan was confused, Yilingling's head was also buzzing. What did I do? How did I suddenly complete the hidden task and directly increase my soul power by 10 levels? Oh my god. Could it be? Thinking of this, Yilingling instantly hugged Su Chen tighter and kissed him harder. Du Gubo turned his head away and complained in his heart, fuck. Young people nowadays, fuck. Young people nowadays. Chapter 38 Yilingling obtains hidden reward. However, Du Gubo noticed that his granddaughter was looking at Yilingling with envy, as if she wanted to take her place. This made Du Gubo confused. Yan, you can't help it too, how can you be so horny too? Huh? Du Guyan came to her senses and hurriedly shook her head. Oh. Grandpa, what are you talking about? I don't care, woo woo woo. How can I not be envious? 10th level soul power. Yilingling slowly came back to her senses. Her face was covered with tears. She looked at Su Chen affectionately and said, Su Chen, no matter whether you have a girlfriend or not, and no matter how you treat me, I will never leave you in this life. My father died when I was very young, and my grandmother always lied to me, saying that my father died hunting soul beasts, but I know that he wanted me to inherit the nine-hearted begonia and chose to leave. We can only have one inheritor of the nine-hearted begonia in each generation, but we can only have two living nine-hearted begonia soul masters. The moment I was born, my relatives were destined to make a choice. Either I will live a mediocre life, or a relative will be sacrificed. Thank you Su Chen, today is the happiest day of my life. At this point, Yilingling had completely burst into tears, and her voice began to choke. Su Chen held Yilingling in his arms, gently rubbing her head and soothingly saying, You've cried like a kitten. I'm here, and I won't let you suffer any more. Du Yuan also wiped away tears. As her best friend, she didn't know Yilingling's concerns, only thinking of her as mature, cool, and reserved. Now that she thought about it, it was truly too hard. Douluo sighed softly and soothed, Girl, everything's okay now. Tell us about the changes in your martial spirit. Yilingling wiped her tears, bowed to Douluo, and thanked him. Thank you, Grandpa Douluo. Without your magical herbs, my martial spirit wouldn't have evolved. My nine-hearted begonia has evolved into the nine-hearted begonia emperor, breaking the limit on the number of martial spirits. One can appear in every generation, and the nine-hearted begonia emperor has gained a soul skill that allows resurrection. While it has many limitations, it's also a very powerful skill. 3 people? Du Yuan said excitedly. So, before, as long as I was still breathing, you could revive me. Now, even if I'm dead, can you still revive me? Yilingling nodded. Almost, but it has to be recent. And if it's poisoned, or if my lifespan has ended, even if I'm still poisoned after resurrection, I'll still die. Wow. Su Chen couldn't help but look down at Yilingling in his arms. This was it, the most generous breastfeeding woman in the shocking continent, the kind that provides a lot of food and keeps you full. Wow. Du Yuan excitedly rushed over, not caring that Yilingling was still in Su Chen's arms. She squeezed in too, saying happily, From now on, I want to be teammates with Yilingling for life, good sisters for life, and never be separated again. It really makes me feel so safe. Du Yuan suddenly thought of Su Chen and hesitated. 10th level soul power. I'm going to fight you today. A sneak attack. Suddenly, she kissed Su Chen on the mouth. Su Chen was shocked on the spot. What are you doing? Ouch. Yilingling was also dumbfounded on the spot. Didn't you say you would be good sisters with me for life? Why did you kiss Su Chen? Douluo was also dumbfounded. Damn it. This little cabbage of mine has grown legs and run into the pig's mouth. However, the fact is not what Du Yuan thought. Although her sneak attack was successful, she did not get any rewards. Du Yuan was confused. First kiss. This is my first kiss. Why don't I have level 10 soul power? I'll try again. Yilingling's eyes were also confused. She understood what Du Yuan wanted to do, but after waiting for a long time, she didn't see the system's reward at all. Swallow, you've lost a lot. Obviously. The reward cannot be stuck with a bug. It is not something that can be achieved by simply kissing Su Chen. Let's go. Douluo couldn't bear to watch any longer and said, Yanxia has already broken through level 40. We can help her hunt for spirit rings, and then we can go back to Xiandao City together. Yilingling said shyly, Well, actually, I just broke through level 42. Her current spirit power was actually level 48, originally 32, with level 6 immortal grass and level 10 rewards, but she couldn't say it yet. Su Chen glanced at Yilingling in surprise, feeling a little puzzled. In the original novel, when the Xiandao royal team first appeared, Du Yuan was level 38 and Yilingling was level 35. At this point, she should be around 32, right? With the immortal grass, she should be at most level 38 or 39. How could she have reached level 40 and caught up with Du Yuan? Douluo also looked at Yilingling with a bit of surprise, secretly noting, the thing Yilingling used is called Kilo Tulip, right? Yanian, you're too late. Su Chen, that little bastard, is obviously taking special care of his woman. Xiandao City. Wuhan Branch Hall. Liena was originally very happy when she saw Su Chen grant her the immortal grass. Then she looked again and saw Yi Lingling had obtained the 10th level of soul power. Oh my god. The development of the two of them has actually caught up. No way. As soon as Su Chen comes back, I will immediately explore him wholeheartedly and complete the martial soul fusion technique with him. This is not just a matter of rewards, I want to become his first wife. Hesitation will lead to failure, decisiveness will be in vain. Liena gritted her teeth, her mind already made up. Prince's mansion. The little angel was also numb at this moment. Here comes another person who completed the hidden mission, and another 10-level soul power upgrade. These people are so abominable. I don't even know what happened, but they have already taken action first. How did they get the reward? Otherwise, send someone to call Liena to ask? Qian Renxue hesitated, but finally gritted her teeth and decided to send someone to the Xiandao City branch hall to find Liena and interrogate her severely. At the same time, the women who owned the diary copy were also envious. Really? We haven't even met Su Chen, and you all get all kinds of rewards. Is this really fair? Is there still a king's law? Is there still law? Spirit Hall. Bibi Dong was also greedy at this time. Immortal Grass. 10th level soul power. If I can get one, my strength will definitely see a huge improvement. However, how can I get the Immortal Grass from Su Chen? If there is really a chance to obtain 10th level soul power, how can I improve my level? I'm already at the maximum level. Wait? Douluo and Yi Lingling are together, and they are also diary copy owners. Douluo has not received the reward yet. It seems that this reward is not easy to get. Chapter 39 Beer and Crayfish, We Are One Family. Skyfire Academy. Wu was now furious. Damn it, Su Chen, you're a jerk. I finally got to be your lucky audience member, and you don't even give me a reward, asshole. 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 Wu's chest was about to explode with rage. What's wrong with supporting characters? Don't supporting characters have stories? I have so many stories, you damned bastard. Why don't you write about me? No way. Wu was getting angrier and angrier. She decided to find Su Chen right now. She wanted to tell him face to face that Wu definitely had a story. However, the heartbroken person was undoubtedly the little witch who had escaped from the Seven Treasures glazed tile sect. Ning Rongrong had been the first to leave, wanting to explore the world, her destination being Shrek in Soto City. Upon arriving in Soto City, Ning Rongrong read Su Chen's diary and finally changed her mind. Why Shrek? Wouldn't it be better for me to go to Su Chen? So, upon arriving in Soto City, she turned back, planning to head directly to Xiandao City to find him. I just left the city and saw new entries in my diary today. Su Chen is done with his work, so he's going to Shrek to find Yu Gang next? Great. Ning Rongrong thought. If she went back to Xiandao City, she might not even run into him. She might as well stick to her original plan and join Shrek to wait for him. Just as she was feeling happy and clever, she suddenly discovered a key point in the diary. Here it comes. After all, after taking the Kilo Tulip, Ning Rongrong's spirit, the 7 Treasures Glazed Pagoda, was upgraded to the 9 Treasures Glazed Pagoda. The 9-hearted begonia should also be able to break through its limitations? Ning Rongrong felt her brain was a little overwhelmed. When did she take the Kilo Tulip? I don't even know what it is. Wait. Su Chen had previously written that all the Shrek team members had taken the Immortal Grass. According to the original plot, she would obtain the Kilo Tulip, break through the limitations of the 7 Treasures Glazed Pagoda, and evolve it into the 9 Treasures Glazed Pagoda. But now, Su Chen had harvested all the immortal herbs and given them to Yi Lingling, the woman who possessed the 9-hearted begonia. Does this mean that without the immortal herbs, his spirit can no longer become the 9 Treasures Glazed Pagoda? Wow, wow, wow. In the carriage, Ning Rongrong, who had just left the city, burst into tears, tears streaming down her face, her heart piercing. Su Chen, I hate you so much, I hate you so much. Wow, wow, wow. 2 figures approached from the distance. One blue, one pink. Could they be Tang San and Xiao Wu, bound for Shrek? Xiao Wu spotted a carriage parked outside the city, filled with heartbreaking sobs. Her heart tightened, and she cried, Tang San, there's a girl crying over there, so sadly, come on, let's go check. Xiao Wu quickly ran over, jumped onto the carriage, and shouted, hey! What's wrong with you? Ning Rongrong's sobs paused for a moment, then resumed. Xiao Wu looked at the driver, who also shook his head. a look of confusion on his face. Hey, why aren't you saying anything? Are you being bullied? What do you care? Ning Rongrong jumped off the cart, her temper flaring up, wiping away her tears and then snapping. Xiao Wu was furious. How can you be like this? I'm kind enough to care about you, yet you're so rude. Tang San tugged at Xiao Wu, signaling her to mind her own business. Xiao Wu, also stubborn, clenched her fists and said, this person is despicable. Sister Xiao Wu is kind enough to care about her, yet she's so rude. I'm going to teach her a lesson today. How dare you? Ning Rongrong's face instantly darkened, and she suddenly asked, what did you say your name was? HMPH, Xiao Wu snorted. My name is Xiao Wu, the dance like Wu. Ning Rongrong's captivating green eyes swirled around, then suddenly fixed their gaze on Tang San, asking, so your name is Tang San, huh? Tang San's brows furrowed in a moment, his eyes sharp as he asked, do you know us? While it wasn't a suicidal move, he was clearly wary. Ning Rongrong's expression grew complex as she scrutinized Tang San, then glanced closely at Xiao Wu, a 29-year-old eccentric uncle. 100,000-year-old rogue rabbit. What a fate, running into them. They must have been traveling to Shrek together, right? Ning Rongrong extended her hand in greeting, introducing herself. Hello, I'm Ning Rongrong. Tang San and Xiao Wu ignored her, which irritated Ning Rongrong. What's going on? I'm being polite, and you're being rude again. Tang San said calmly, we don't know you, so we won't bother you. Xiao Wu, let's go. Xiao Wu turned to leave, and Ning Rongrong suddenly called out, hey, Xiao Wu, I need to tell you something. Xiao Wu felt something was amiss, but she still walked back, looking at Ning Rongrong cautiously. Ning Rongrong crept up to Xiao Wu's ear and whispered, Spirit Hall Bibi Dong, love-obsessed master and disciple. Xiao Wu was instantly startled and whispered back the code, Spirit Hall Liena, love-obsessed master and disciple. It's you, it's me. A gentle breeze rustled through the willows. Dare I ask, is it you and you? Beer and crayfish, you and you are one family. The two exchanged Benyu's code, and their relationship suddenly transformed from cold strangers to a deeply ambiguous exchange of glances. Tang San? Ning Rongrong took the initiative to hug Xiao Wu and said, you're going to Shrek, right? I'm going there too, so let's go together tomorrow. Xiao Wu nodded heavily. The bridge of friendship had been built. An inexplicable sense of belonging and trust clung to the Benyu. After all, they knew each other's secrets and were people with whom they could share. She took Ning Rongrong's hand and whispered, so, why were you crying just now? Why were you so sad? Ning Rongrong's eyes dimmed when she heard this. You didn't see today? My spirit can evolve, so Xiao Wu thought for a moment and comforted her, actually, I think there's still a chance. At least you know the name of that magical herb. Maybe he still has it. Wow, it seems so. Come on, Xiao Wu, let's go into the city together. I'll treat you to something delicious. Tang San stood quietly, watching the two of them happily shake him off. He couldn't help but feel a little angry. Who is this woman? What's her purpose in approaching him and Xiao Wu? Huh. It's best if you don't have any plans, otherwise. Sunset Forest. Su Chen was lucky and soon encountered a spirit beast suitable for Du Guyan. As for Yilingling, it was even easier. Her spirit didn't have any spirit skills, so as long as the age was right, anyone would be fine. In the afternoon, the four of them left Sunset Forest and boarded the carriage back to Xiandao City. Douluo pondered for a long time, then looked at Su Chen and said, boy, can I trouble you with something? Su Chen smiled calmly and said, although we were just a business partner before, we are also acquaintances. Yanzi and I are also friends. If you have anything to say, just tell me. Chapter 40, Spirit Hall's Right and Wrong. Douluo nodded and said solemnly, the situation in Xiandao City is a little wrong now. Emperor Zhu Yi's health is getting worse. Prince Zhuqing once came to me, suspecting that he was poisoned. I also went for a checkup, but found nothing abnormal. No, Su Chen refused decisively. Douluo thought he'd agreed, but suddenly realized what was happening. Bewildered, he said, didn't you just say, if you have anything to say, just tell me? Su Chen gently embraced Yilingling and said casually, I remember telling you before that I'm a prophet, able to predict a continent for 1,000 years, so I know no secrets. Of course I know about what happened in Xiandao City. Douluo hurriedly asked, who did it? Was it him? Su Chen looked at Douluo quietly and asked, have you had enough of life? Or do you think Yanzi has had enough of life? Douluo's face darkened, and he frowned. Prince Zhu Zhuqing saved my life. I can't just sit back and watch. Su Chen looked at Douluo seriously and said, I won't meddle in other people's business, but I come from a lower-class background, so naturally I prefer the Spirit Hall's approach to the people and dislike the imperial aristocracy. If you're determined to serve the Xiandao royal family, I'm afraid your future will be tragic. Douluo remained silent. Douluyan and Yilingling were also quiet. Su Chen continued, there's no such thing as right or wrong, or justice. It's just that everyone has a different perspective. To you, the Spirit Hall's wicked ambitions, helping civilians awaken their spirits, threaten the status of aristocratic families like you. From my perspective, the Spirit Hall is a great benefactor. Without the Spirit Hall's help in awakening, we would have been ordinary people all our lives. Douluo looked at Su Chen and shook his head, saying, there are many people in my family who are not from the family. I just can't stand the Spirit Hall's overbearing behavior. Su Chen smiled meaningfully and asked, then think carefully, is it the Spirit Hall that is overbearing, or the aristocratic families of the empire? The aristocracy's exploitation of the common people is far more overbearing than the Spirit Hall. The reason they can't stand the Spirit Hall is because the Spirit Hall really threatens them. Douluyan looked at Su Chen strangely and asked in confusion, the Empire's most important thing is its army. Although the Spirit Hall has many spirit masters, they can't threaten the Empire, right? Su Chen asked with a smile, then do you know Bibi Dong, twin martial souls, level 99 ultimate Douluo? She's an orphan. Even the Spirit Hall's golden generation now has an average soul power of over 40, yet they're all orphans, commoners. While the martial soul inheritances of each family are formidable, they can't surpass the Spirit Hall's 1 in a million. What a pity. Some of the talents cultivated by the Spirit Hall are ultimately bought off. Douluo asked in shock, what did you just say? Bibi Dong, twin martial souls, level 99 ultimate Douluo. Su Chen said calmly, don't panic. She's level 99, sure, but because of the Rakshasa divine test, she needs to conserve her strength to resist the backlash of evil thoughts, so she should only be able to exert around level 97. Douluo felt a pang of pain. Thinking back to the past, Jin Daoliu, a peerless Douluo, had terrorized the entire continent. Now, Bibi Dong had arrived. The Spirit Hall. How terrifying. Yilingling looked at Douluo and said seriously, Grandpa Douluo, could you please keep the news of my spirit's evolution a secret for me? Douluo nodded, of course. I won't tell anyone about something so important. Su Chen rubbed Yilingling's head and said calmly, even if your spirit mutates, it won't threaten the 7 Treasures Glazed Tile Sect's status. The 7 Treasures Glazed Tile Sect didn't get to where they are today by relying on support. They're mainly wealthy. The special nature of our spirits allows us to discover treasures, and they've made enough money that they're not interested in money. Yilingling hesitated and said, I'm worried that if my spirit's evolution becomes known, everyone will tout us, the Nine-Hearted Begonia, as the premier support group, and the 7 Treasures Glazed Tile Sect will definitely take action against us. Su Chen said thoughtfully, this won't be hidden anymore. You can have your family move from Xiandao City to Wuhan City. That way, they can avoid the 7 Treasures Glazed Tile Sect and usher in better development. Upon hearing this, Yilingling formed an idea. Su Chen favored the Spirit Hall, and he wouldn't stand by and watch it fall. Douluo sighed and said, boy, we've known each other for a while now. I see Yannian is quite fond of you. If anything ever happens to me, could you please take care of her, Grandpa? Douluyan blushed and glared at Douluo, saying, Su Chen already said that if you insist on serving the Xiandao imperial family wholeheartedly, you'll die. Then why don't you just quit working for them? Su Chen nodded without saying anything. Douluo looked at his granddaughter, his eyes reddening slightly, and sighed softly, Grandpa wouldn't do anything rash. Zhu Zhuqing saved my life, and after repaying him this time, I'll resign my position as a guest official of the Xiandao imperial family. Douluyan bit her lip, her head bowed in silence, tears welling in the corners of her eyes. Su Chen reached out and flicked Douluyan's head, then smiled and said to Douluo, Old Deng, I have something I must explain to you. Douluyan has been spoiled by you, the title Douluo, since she was little. If you were to die, she'd be doomed. With that, Su Chen leaned over and lay on Yilingling's legs. Her silvery white stockings were cool and refreshing, giving her a different feeling. Her legs weren't as fleshy as Liena's, so while the difference wasn't huge when used as a pillow, They felt incredibly smooth to the touch. I'm writing my diary a little late today, mainly because Yilingling and Duguyan both broke through level 40. We spent ages searching for soul beasts, but thankfully, we had the magical herb to lure them out. Otherwise, it would have taken another day. Hey. I suddenly realized this world isn't what I imagined. I remember that according to the original plot, Duguyan was several levels higher in soul power than Yilingling. Now, Yilingling, a support, is several levels higher in soul power than Duguyan? The key is, Duguyan's spirit rings are all purple, and the first one is 1,000 years old. How can you be more powerful than the pure and innocent Tang Buddha? In the words of my Tang Buddha, you've already chosen your own death. Duguyan, oh Duguyan, it seems you're hiding a big secret. Duguyan and Yilingling's eyes flashed with panic at this, but when they saw Su Chen close his eyes, they secretly breathed a sigh of relief. Let me tell you, the pure and innocent Tang Shen Wang and Tang Buddha is the Tang San I've been talking about. Based on the time, he should have gone to Shrek, right? Having written this, I really can't wait to meet him. And that scumbag Uzziah gang, I want them to see for themselves the charm of a top villain. He. Wait, what was in my diary today? Ho Wu is a proud, competitive, aggressive, and extremely strong-willed girl, but she is also a true-hearted girl. She also has a lickspittle by her side, and she also liked Tang San. This romantic continent is really full of love brains and lickspittles. Chapter 41. This Ho Wu is too unlucky. Su Chen was also insane. Forget it, I'm too lazy to rant about Tang Fozu. There's too much to rant about. I'll have a special rant about him next time. Ho Wu really doesn't have a story to write about. She's the daughter of the Blazing Fire Academy's dean, and has been spoiled since childhood, aggressive and domineering. Unlike other lovesick people, Ho Wu is quite normal. After losing to Tang San repeatedly in the Spirit Master competition, she began to cause trouble for him, then fell in love with him and actively pursued him. Finally, after realizing all this was fruitless, she came to her senses and chose Feng Xia Ocean, the bootlicker by her side. Perhaps she was just a minor character, so she wasn't as deeply lovesick as the supporting characters, but then, Ho Wu, who was filled with excitement, was stunned by this. That's it, that's all, I've already taken off my pants, and you, Su Chen, are you this short? Damn it. Just hold on a little longer. I'm coming, bah. Just hold on a little longer and my reward will come. Ho Wu frantically and nervously began counting names in her diary. They had just silently counted the names, ultimately concluding that Ho Wu was eliminated. Because she had no story, no points to criticize, she'd lost 1,000 years of advancement from all her spirit rings. It was hard to say whether this was a good thing or a bad thing. Dugubo looked bewildered. What had provoked him? Su Chen opened his eyes and asked suspiciously, Yanzi, did you find some money? Duguyan chuckled, how did you know? I really did find some money. At that moment, the woman with the diary copies suddenly realized something. A lucky spectator doesn't guarantee the next day's prize winner. Ordinary doesn't guarantee happiness. To win a prize, you need a story, a point to criticize. Ideally, like Uzziah Gang and Tang San, something Su Chen would constantly ponder. Oh. Fortunately, Uzziah Gang and Tang San didn't have diary copies, otherwise who could have snatched them from the spot? In Soto City, at the Rose Hotel, Xiao Wu and Ning Rongrong couldn't help but burst out laughing. They also thought Ho Wu was incredibly unlucky. Did it even get a reward? Tang San's face darkened, his suspicions growing about Ning Rongrong's motives. How could she have become so close to Xiao Wu so quickly? At the hotel receptionist, Ning Rongrong slapped her gold card. Hey, give us 3 rooms, all the best. The receptionist glanced down and replied weakly, sorry, sir, there's only 1 left. Ning Rongrong's face darkened, and she shouted angrily, I said 3 rooms, 3 rooms. Stop talking nonsense and call your boss out, damn it. You're not giving me face in front of my friends? Xiao Wu also sensed Ning Rongrong's arrogant, princess-like personality, and hurriedly dissuaded her. Forget it, Rongrong, Ning Rongrong said dejectedly, but I don't want to run away again. Besides, I wouldn't consider anything else. Don't worry, Xiao Wu, I'll let you stay here tonight, and I want to have a good chat with you tonight. Hey. Hurry and call your boss out. I'm buying your hotel for a high price. Xiao Wu also signed. This was the first time she'd met someone so arrogant. She wouldn't even dare to be so arrogant when buying carrots. Tang San frowned, feeling a growing sense of unease. This person seemed to have a rather noble background. What was the purpose in approaching him? Rongrong. Xiao Wu thought for a moment and said, let's open a room. We can stay together. Let Tang San find another hotel. We don't have to buy one. Buying a hotel just for one night? Xiao Wu couldn't understand. Was Ning Rongrong just trying to be bold, or was she planning something else? Puff, a playful laugh rang out from outside. Daimyo Bei, with his blonde hair, walked towards the front desk, holding a busty beauty in one arm. He sneered, where did you get this little girl? Do you think we're playing house, and you're buying her for a high price? It had to be said. These twin sisters are quite classy. Ning Rongrong's face darkened instantly, and she glared at Daimyo Bei and cursed, who the hell do you think you are? How dare you mock me? I'll have you crippled, huh? Daimyo Bei's face turned red, his eyes piercing. Get out or die, you? Ning Rongrong was so angry that she clenched her fists. She looked at Tang San and shouted, Tang San, help me teach him a lesson, and I'll give you money. Ning Rongrong knew Daimyo Bei was not to be trifled with, but she also knew that Tang San was a time traveler and could definitely defeat Daimyo Bei. However, Tang San refused. Sorry. I have no obligation to help you. We've only known each other for an afternoon. Xiao Wu, let's go. Tang San was already trying to avoid her, so how could he possibly help her? The reality was not what Tang San had anticipated. Xiao Wu, however, stepped directly in front of Ning Rongrong and declared, Rongrong, I'll help you, huh? Tang San was incredulous. Ever since meeting Ning Rongrong today, Xiao Wu seemed closer to her than to him. Alright, Xiao Wu, let's join forces, activate your spirits, Softbone Rabbit, 7 Treasures Glazed Tower. Both had 2 spirit rings. Daimyo Bei sneered, since you're all spirit masters, it's easy to deal with 2 great spirit masters. You want to challenge me? Come on, I don't need a third spirit skill. With that, he activated his spirits, White Tiger, Yellow, and Purple. The 7 treasures transform into glazed. The 7 treasures are known for 1. Strength, 2. Speed. Xiao Wu, empowered by Ning Rongrong, charged at Daimyo Bei. Ha! Daimyo Bei sneered, dismissing the 2 men completely. He was level 37. Indeed. Even with Ning Rongrong's help, Xiao Wu was still no match for Daimyo Bei. Xiao Wu was currently level 29, Ning Rongrong was level 27. Second soul skill, Charm. Just as Daimyo Bei was letting his guard down, Xiao Wu's sneak attack landed, followed by her second soul skill. First soul skill, Waist Bow. Xiao Wu charged forward and unleashed a flurry of kicks, stunning Daimyo Bei. Finally, she spun Daimyo Bei's arm around, then slammed her feet into his stomach, sending him flying. Bang! This attack was truly devastating, sending the man flying out of the hotel. This move is called Rabbit Kicks Eagle. If you are listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means it was downloaded and re-uploaded without effort. We warmly invite you to visit our channel, Fanfic World. There you will find the original version of this story and many other novels of various genres. We look forward to seeing you dive into a world of incredible novels. Chapter 42. You two are lucky today. Yet, Xiao Wu is awesome. Ning Rongrong was instantly overjoyed when she saw Daimyo Bei's overconfidence sent flying by Xiao Wu. Xiao Wu said smugly, of course, we're a perfect match. Between friends, there's a tacit understanding. Tang San couldn't understand why Xiao Wu trusted Ning Rongrong so much, even disobeying him and helping her for her sake. The 2 of them became incredibly close. Indeed. For Xiao Wu, her biggest secrets were known to Ning Rongrong. If Ning Rongrong had wanted to harm her, she wouldn't have acknowledged her and would have had someone murder her and implanted an IUD. Xiao Wu naturally treated someone who wouldn't harm her as a close friend, a sincere friend. At that moment, the twin sisters hurried out of the hotel lobby. One of them grabbed Daimyo Bei's arm and helped him up, their faces filled with concern. Mr. Dai, are you okay? Mr. Dai, let's go somewhere else. Don't argue with him. It's ruining our fun tonight. The sisters were worried. Daimyo Bei couldn't handle 2 people alone, and if he got hurt, he'd be covered in saliva tonight. Get out of here. Daimyo Bei trembled with anger, shouting, you 2 are courting death. Daimyo Bei was furious. He was being kicked to the point of vomiting blood by 2 women, 2 great soul masters at that. How could he tolerate this? What's this about 1 tiger riding 2 chickens? Maybe not tonight. Just as Daimyo Bei was about to attack, he suddenly spotted an extremely outstanding figure in the crowd of onlookers. Absolutely outstanding. That young woman's figure, her magnificent breasts, let alone her youth, even if they were older, no one could match her. The girl was Zhu Zhuqing. Damn it. Why is she here? Daimyo gritted his teeth, sheathed his spirit, and uttered a harsh remark. You two are lucky today. He felt guilty towards Zhu Zhuqing, so he didn't care about saving face at this moment and ran away with his tail between his legs. Master Dai, wait for us. The two sisters ran after him, their chests surging, perhaps only slightly weaker than the girls. Daimyo was young and wealthy, and the sisters had never been with such a good man in their lives. They were completely devoted to Master Dai. Lululu, Xiao Wu grimaced at Daimyo's fleeing back. However, Daimyo thought Zhu Zhuqing had saved them today, but in reality, it was Zhu Zhuqing who saved him. If he really dared to touch Xiao Wu, wouldn't he have already met his end? Although Tang San was only level 29 at the moment. As for Ning Rongrong, with her personality, how could she not have a master protecting her in secret? Xiandao City. It was almost midnight when Su Chen and his companions returned. Douluo looked at Su Chen and asked, "Where are you going? It's already this late. You and Lingling should come back with us." Su Chen thought for a moment and said, "I'm going to the spirit hall. Lingling should come with me. I'll go home with her tomorrow. I'll probably leave the day after tomorrow." "I won't have to say goodbye to you then, senior," Douluo asked, puzzled. "Why are you leaving so hastily? Is there something important you need to do?" Su Chen chuckled, "Of course. It's very important. I'm going to bully someone, really badly. Just thinking about it makes me want to leave right now." Yi Lingling and Du Yan heard this, and the name Yu Zhigang instantly popped into their minds. It couldn't be wrong. Douluo, also speaking in silent mode, glanced at Du Yan, stretched, and said, "I'm tired from all this ride. I'm going to get out and walk for a while." With that, he jumped out of the car and disappeared. The car instantly fell silent. They passed a shop. Yi Lingling suddenly said, "Su Chen, there's a place with delicious roast chicken here. I'll go get it for you." The carriage stopped, and Yi Lingling hurried out. Silence fell. Du Yan remained silent. Su Chen, with a strange expression on his face, said, "If you don't have anything to say, they'll be back soon." Du Yan's emotions were complicated. She was different from Liena. When Liena approached Su Chen, he was alone, and Liena could pursue him boldly and express herself. She was also different from Yi Lingling. Yi Lingling and Su Chen were in a direct marriage, and their conversation was all about marriage, sex first, love later. But that wasn't the key. Du Yan didn't know how to face her own heart right now. It was too early to say she loved him. After all, they had only been together for a few days. She just had some feelings for him, right? But Su Chen was now Yi Lingling's husband. It was a bit awkward for her to like him at this moment. Su Chen spoke, "Since you don't know what to say, let me do it. Yanzi, are you willing to come with me to Wuhan City? I'm not asking you to elope, but to come with me to Wuhan City to study. I can teach you a technique that will not only enhance your overall strength but also increase your ability to absorb spirits in the future." Du Yan was delighted and nodded quickly. "Yes, I do. I want to go with you to Wuhan City to learn spirit skills." She was truly delighted. She had never expected that Su Chen would even come up with an excuse for her. This way, she wouldn't have to face the awkwardness. Su Chen smiled and nodded, calling out to the outside, "Lingling, have you bought anything?" "Yes, yes." Yi Lingling had been waiting for her return. At this moment, Douluo landed on his horse. The carriage continued on its way. In front of the Wuhan Hall, Su Chen led Yi Lingling down and said, "Yanzi, we'll pick you up at the Xiandao Academy the day after tomorrow morning, okay?" Du Yan nodded vigorously. "Swallow, goodbye." Yi Lingling waved goodbye and followed Su Chen into the spirit hall. On the way back, Du Yan, unconcerned about Douluo's belief, said seriously, "Grandpa, I'm going to take a break from school and follow Su Chen to Spirit City to learn his original spirit skills." Douluo smiled and nodded, "Yes, Grandpa supports you. You've already seen this beautiful jade. I'm afraid no one will amaze you again in your life." Du Yan's eyes were complicated. "Grandpa, it's not what you think. He's Lingling's husband now." At the spirit hall, Liena, knowing Su Chen had returned, rushed out joyfully and threw herself into his arms. "You rascal, you still remember to come back." Su Chen, hugging the delicate body in his arms, couldn't help but smile. I've been saying this for 2 or 3 days now, and now I've rushed back as fast as I can. Overnight, Yi Lingling stood aside, silent, observing Liena. This woman, so beautiful. Her face was no less pretty than hers, her figure no less impressive. She wore a pink tank top and ultra-short pink shorts. But she also exuded a maturity and charm that men admired. There was no flaw in her at all. Liena emerged from Su Chen's embrace, her gaze fixed on Yi Lingling, and she was secretly sizing her up. Her short silver hair was cool and beautiful, her features delicately sculpted, and her silver and white body-hugging dress not only accentuated her curvy figure but also her long legs. And, crucially, she was wearing a pair of silver tights underneath. She was truly captivating, both men and women. Chapter 43, Fusion Technique with Liena's Martial Soul. Su Chen had been observing the two women's expressions, and when he noticed they held no hostility, he breathed a sigh of relief. He had already explained this to Liena and had confessed it directly to Yi Lingling, so there was no sure field, even if they were initially a little hesitant to accept it. Su Chen spoke to Liena. Nana, this is Yi Lingling, the heir of the Nine-Heart Begonia family. She'll be your sister from now on. Lingling, this is Liena from the Spirit Hall, whom I told you about before. Yi Lingling spoke first, bowing and softly saying, "Greetings, sister." Liena, feeling instantly relieved, stepped forward, took Yi Lingling's hand, and said, "Don't be polite, sister. From now on, I'll call you Lingling, and you can call me Nana. We're not much older than you, so there's no need to be so polite." Yi Lingling immediately established her position, being gentle and sensible, so Liena naturally didn't embarrass her. The two of them quickly met and went into the house with Su Chen. Su Chen took a sip of tea and said, "Nana, Lingling's family has been developing in Xiandao City before. We will arrange for them to go to Wuhan City. These matters are handed over to you. Tell Senior Zhuge Douluo to arrange it. Now that the nine-hearted begonia has evolved, a nine-hearted begonia can appear in every generation. This will be a great achievement for you in the Wuhan Palace. Of course, you have to take good care of your family in the future," Liena said in surprise. "Evolved? A nine-hearted begonia can appear in every generation, Lingling. You may be the #1 auxiliary martial soul in the future," Yi Lingling whispered back. "It was the immortal grass given by Su Chen that allowed my martial soul to evolve, and my nine-hearted begonia has also evolved, with an additional soul skill of resurrection." Liena nodded heavily and promised, "Don't worry, Lingling. Su Chen has no family, and I have no family. In the future, your family will naturally be my family." Su Chen sent gentle eyes to the two of them respectively, and couldn't help sighing in his heart. In fact, 2 wives is fine, at least it's less likely to cause conflict. If he really wants to marry 10, he'll have to choose someone who's smart, generous, steady, resourceful, and commanding to head the harem. Otherwise, how could there be no conflict among 10 people? Wouldn't it be like playing empresses in the palace every day? Su Chen thought for a moment, feeling a bit depressed that he couldn't find the right person for the harem's head. It was too early to achieve great things. He said to Liena, "One more thing. Tomorrow morning, Lingling and I will go to her house. You have to help me arrange someone for that evening." Liena asked, puzzled. "Appoint someone? Who do you want to arrange?" "Qian Renxue." "What?" Liena was stunned. Did Su Chen figure out that he had just met Zuir today? So amazing? No way. If Su Chen could figure that out, he would have noticed that he had a copy of the diary long ago. And judging by his attitude, Lingling and Du Yuan didn't say anything for the time being. "How do you know Qian Renxue?" Liena asked pretentiously. Su Chen chuckled, "How should I know? I know so much more than you do. I even know her mother intimately." "How could I not know?" Yi Lingling remained silent, sitting quietly by the side. Liena feigned ignorance of Su Chen's extraordinary abilities, then asked seriously, "What else do you know?" Su Chen paused and said, "I know when she went undercover in Zhuqing. I know about her feud with Bibi Dong, and I know she'll fail. I asked you to meet her, so I thought of reminding her, and even giving her some details to pay attention to increase her chances of success. She's just stupid. She doesn't do things thoroughly, so she left Zhu Avalanche. Zhu Avalanche has always pretended to be a dandy, and Zhu has her backing. I've long suspected her. My assessment of this is not as good as Bibi Dong." Liena sighed inwardly. As expected, Zuir ultimately failed. Today, The two of them had analyzed Su Chen's previous diary entries, but they hadn't anticipated how they'd lose. 2 kings, 4 twos. Yi Lingling was momentarily stunned. There was so much content. Zhuqing, Qian Renxue, and Bibi Dong. No wonder. Today, Grandpa Douluo had asked Su Chen for help, but not only had he refused, he had even urged him to leave the imperial family. The situation was complex, and Grandpa Douluo truly couldn't grasp it. Liena pondered for a long moment, then looked at Su Chen seriously and asked, "Then, could you stay and help her?" Su Chen shook his head, took 2 sips of tea, and said calmly, "I don't really like trouble, it interferes with my enjoyment of life. Also, regarding matters concerning you and Lingling, I'll personally handle them. Since you're my wife, I'll be a huge help by reminding her about Qian Renxue." Liena nodded heavily. "I understand. What do you understand?" Su Chen was speechless. "You're being so serious, you've become the emperor of understanding." Liena stood up and said with a smile, "Nothing. It's late. Let's go to bed, Lingling. Su Chen will stay with me tonight, and I'll hand him over to you tomorrow night. Is that okay, Yi Lingling?" She was completely confused. "Sister, what are you talking about? I don't seem to understand a thing. It's all up to you." Liena smiled and pulled Su Chen away. Inwardly, Yi Lingling was actually quite envious and wanted to get it. 100,000-year spirit ring and spirit bone, it looked like her sister had it all figured out tonight. And so, Su Chen, being pulled into the next room by Liena, couldn't help but feel a little hot inside. He swallowed and said, "Nana, think it over, don't let me get angry and then find excuses to refuse." "I'll get angry. I'm at the age of full of vigor and vitality. I'm so." Before Su Chen could finish his words, Liena took direct physical action, silencing him. A moment later, Liena gazed at Su Chen affectionately. "I've made up my mind. Tonight, if you don't marry me, if you abandon me, I'll hate you forever." Su Chen pulled Liena into a hug, his hands twirling cards, setting the stage for the upcoming landlord game. "Nana, you're my first concern, my first friend, my first wife in this world. Let's begin working on soul fusion techniques." Liena pointed, her voice already breathless. "Lights out." "No," Su Chen flatly refused. "My soul, Kunpeng, doesn't recognize your spirit, the demon fox. What if it can't find its way after the lights go out, and I like looking at you? It makes it easier for my spirit to create fusion techniques." Liena breathed heavily. "Wait a moment, last time I saw your spirit, your Kunpeng mutated and became too large. Will it be too much for my spirit to handle? Will it hurt?" Chapter 44. Don't be too Liena. Su Chen had already unleashed his martial spirit, Kunpeng. As Liena had said, his martial spirit was indeed enormous. It was a well-known fact. Kunpeng was so vast, it was unknown how many thousands of miles it spanned. It transformed into a bird, named Peng. Peng's back was unknown how many thousands of miles across. When it soared in anger, its wings seemed like clouds drooping from the sky. It was a bird. Su Chen said gently, "It's okay. I'll let it fuse with you gently. Once her spirit fusion skills have completed their first fusion, everything will be fine." The fusion has begun. His Liena's brows furrowed, and she whispered, "Be gentle with your spirit, it hurts. Your spirit, Kunpeng, is a mutant. My fox demon can't compare. You have to give it some leeway to master the spirit fusion skill." "Okay." Kunpeng's spirit fusion skill, breaking through walls and flying. Fox demon spirit fusion skill, desperate battle. Kunpeng's spirit fusion skill, like a fish in water. Fox demon spirit fusion skill, water released from a hanging river. Kunpeng's spirit fusion skill, rowing against a current. Fox demon spirit fusion skill, speaking continuously. Kunpeng's spirit fusion skill, rowing against a current. Ding. Diary, record your wonderful time travel life. Reward distribution. Congratulations to the host for receiving the reward. All spirit rings have their age increased by 1,000 years. Congratulations to the host for receiving the random reward. Soul power increased by 1 level. Su Chen and Liena's soul fusion technique cultivation had already reached a state of ecstasy. At this moment, after Su Chen's daily rewards were distributed, the women who possessed diary copies were also waiting for their rewards, and waiting for others to receive their rewards. Congratulations to Liena for triggering the hidden quest reward and receiving soul power increased by 10 levels. Congratulations to Liena for being the first to trigger the hidden quest reward and receiving 100,000 year soul ring, 100,000 year soul bone. What? Everyone was instantly shocked and completely awake. How did this damn Liena get such a terrifying reward again? Oh my god. Many of us don't even know who Su Chen is or what he looks like, and this Liena is so amazing. She's almost become the strongest title Douluo in history. Is there still law? Is there still law? How the hell did this Liena do it? Everyone was getting more and more angry. Liena, oh Liena, you've already obtained 300,000 year soul rings and soul bones, can't you save some for your sisters? Don't be too Liena. This is the unanimous evaluation given by all the women who have a copy of the diary. Next door. Yilingling couldn't sleep in the first place, and she kept listening to the two people creating martial soul fusion skills. At the beginning, she was so naive that she really thought it was like this. Now look. Bah. Who are you fooling? Although I, Yilingling, have never created a martial soul fusion skill, I have grown up so much, how could I not know about martial soul fusion skills? It's over, it's over. These two people don't know how to practice martial soul fusion skills. How long will it take? It seems that they won't be able to sleep tonight. Prince's mansion. Qian Renxue was also dumbfounded. Just today, she specially found Liena. The two hadn't seen each other for a long time and talked for a long time. How come at night, this little girl Liena got such a terrifying reward again? Qian Renxue was a little tired. She is older than Liena, and she is also at the 20th level of innate soul power. Now Liena has caught up with her. It's too difficult. Mom, cultivation is so difficult. Qian Renxue wanted to cry. Spirit Hall. The Pope's bedroom. Bibi Dong was also stunned on the spot, wasn't she? Teacher, what is the purpose of asking you to follow Su Chen? I told you to stay by his side, let him give me more advice and help me get the reward. I haven't seen anything here, and you have 3 sets of 100,000 year spirit rings and spirit bones? You are already a level 70 spirit saint? Bibi Dong was confused. This little girl Liena, could she be promoted to title Douluo directly after going out for a while? Teacher, I have taught you everything. Of course. Bibi Dong was very excited in her heart. Although it was Liena who got the reward, if Liena continued to be so powerful, what about Tang San? If you can win the Spirit Master competition, I, Bibi Dong, will chop off your head and make a championship cup for you. At the same time, Douluo was tossing and turning on the bed, like a beautiful snake. Well, she was a snake woman to begin with. Useless, Lingling is so useless. You've been following Su Chen all this time, and yet Liena has beaten you to the punch. You can't just let it go. Douluo felt even more frustrated. Yilingling had taught her step by step, yet she still hadn't achieved level 10 spirit power. What had gone wrong? Soto City. The Rose Hotel. Finally, the wealthy Ning Rongrong, to show off her power to her friends, acquired the Rose Hotel as part of the 7 Treasures Glazed Tile sect. There was no other way. Her family was truly wealthy. For Ning Rongrong, a small Rose Hotel was something she could have found on the street. Meanwhile, she and Xiaowu were up all night waiting for the reward. They shared a heart-to-heart talk, reminiscing about the past, and their relationship blossomed. Xiaowu even told her how delicious that box of carrots was. However, this time, her friends didn't resonate. Ning Rongrong couldn't imagine how a box of carrots could possibly compare to level 1 spirit power. Suddenly, they both saw the reward notice for the diary copy and were stunned. Ning Rongrong said excitedly, "Impossible, absolutely impossible, Liena is cheating. Liena must be cheating too." Xiaowu, do you believe me? Xiaowu nodded heavily and said, "Yes, Liena's name tells you she's a vixen. She must have bewitched Su Chen." 3 sets of 100,000 year spirit rings and spirit bones. Xiaowu said this and calculated in her mind, what is this? Equals herself plus Daming plus Erming. Ning Rongrong sighed heavily, muttering, "Xiaowu, when do you think we'll get such a great reward? When can I evolve the 7 Treasures Glazed Pagoda into the 9 Treasures Glazed Pagoda?" Xiaowu said with a bitter face, "I just want to live well. I don't want to be sacrificed, and I don't want my friends Daming and Erming to be killed for their spirit rings." Ning Rongrong paused, then nodded, "Yes. According to Su Chen's description, Tang San will give us the immortal grass when he obtains it. He should be okay, but he's already 29 years old. It's really not appropriate for you to be with him. Just don't sacrifice to him in the future." Instance rewards. Congratulations to Douluo for having the most mentions in the diary. Reward, Add 1,000 years to the age of all your spirit rings. Congratulations to Ho Wu for having her name randomly selected in the diary. Reward: increase your spirit power by 1 level. Congratulations to Ho Wu for being the lucky viewer who can customize the diary theme once. Chapter 45. There's something wrong with your teacher. This, Ning Rongrong and Zhu Wu were completely stunned. They'd been making fun of Ho Wu just today, but it turns out they were the real clowns. Diary copy. If you keep this up, we'll be back in Gotham City. Damn it, Ning Rongrong gritted her teeth. Ho Wu, yesterday's lucky audience member was her, and today's is her again. She didn't get the first prize, but she got the second. These people are more infuriating than the last. Zhu Wu pouted angrily. That's right, I want to be a lucky audience member. I want to ask myself, but he won't even give me a chance. Ning Rongrong suddenly asked, Zhu Wu, if I want to be a lucky audience member, I can just ask Su Chen where I can get that magical herb. Would that make me successful? Blazing Academy. Ho Wu's lips curled up. That was harder to suppress than an AK. Ho ha ho ha. Su Chen, you bastard, so what if you don't write about me? I earned the prizes based on my own strength. Tomorrow, I'll still get to choose the theme. So happy. Ho Wu tossed and turned in bed, her little butt raised high, incredibly excited. What will you ask me tomorrow? What will you write about tomorrow? No. I'll let you write about me tomorrow, and I'll let you write about me every day from now on. I'll see if you, Su Chen, can give me scenes, stories. The next day, in the Spirit Hall's branch hall, Liena was completely paralyzed, her perfect face brimming with charm. As a woman, she was even more alluring, which made Su Chen want to use his spirit fusion technique again. Wait, Liena suddenly felt Su Chen's yang energy rising and hurriedly said, I practiced spirit fusion techniques all night last night. I'm really tired now. My spirit can't bear it anymore. Su Chen kissed Liena and said with a smile, what are you thinking? I see you're running out of energy. If you still had some, you could sit up and absorb the magic grass. Magic grass. Liena sat up abruptly, clearly. No matter how a field is turned over, it remains a field. Although it will become weak if plowed too much, it is different from an ox. Su Chen took out several magical herbs from his body and said, Qian Renxue and Coxcomb Phoenix Sunflower. These two are extremely strong and yang, which are not suitable for you. I will absorb them when I have time. These three are Acacia Heartbreak Red, Narcissus Jade Muscle and Bone, and Longing for Autumn Water Dew. Immediately, Su Chen explained the effects of the three magical herbs and the requirements for Acacia Heartbreak Red. Liena's expression was a little complicated. Acacia Heartbreak Red was obviously the best, but she was not sure she could win it, and she was afraid that Su Chen would be unhappy if she failed. Help me choose. Liena looked at Su Chen seriously. Su Chen thought for a while and said, it will help you more if you choose Wang Chuan Kia Shulu. It can enhance your mental strength. Eating it can train your fiery eyes and see through all kinds of strange things, but it does not increase your soul power. Narcissus Jade Muscle and Bone can moisten the tendons and bones, circulate qi through the 7 meridians and 8 vessels, and increase your soul power. As for Acacia Heartbroken Red, this is not your problem. You are not my only wife. How can I let you be focused on me? Liena curled her lips, hugged Su Chen and said, I won't choose it, but I want you to leave Acacia Heartbroken Red to me. If you can always be good to me in the future, I will definitely be able to prove myself with Acacia Heartbroken Red. Su Chen pinched Liena's nipples, causing her to scream. Rest first. Remember to send someone to arrange for Qian Renxue. I'll go to Lingling's house during the day. After all, I kidnapped her, and I need to meet her parents. Liena, listening to Su Chen's words, suddenly smiled and asked, so, you've eaten me clean. When we get back to Spirit City, will you come with me to see the teacher, Bibi Dong? Su Chen was stunned for a moment, then looked at Liena with a complicated expression. Of course I will. To be honest, there's something wrong with your teacher. You don't understand her, but I do. If she were normal, I'd give her a generous betrothal gift, but I'm afraid she'd use it to blow up Spirit Hall. Liena? Actually, Su Chen never said that. If Bibi Dong were normal, if it were a normal villain, even without his strength, he would have joined them, relying on his knowledge and predictive abilities. Su Chen had seen the opening confession before. While his freedom might be restricted by control, he would have been well-fed for the rest of his life, and happier than most. But Bibi Dong is a blind Douluo. She's hell-bent on destroying the Angel Clan, on destroying the entire world. Su Chen simply doesn't dare take the risk. Liena was in a state of mixed emotions. She'd read Su Chen's diary, so she naturally knew what he was talking about. Ugh. Thinking about this gave Liena a headache. After a moment's deliberation, she asked, "You said my teacher isn't normal. Can you help her become normal?" Su Chen pondered for a moment, then said seriously, "Two ways. The first is that if my strength reaches a certain level, I can change a person's fate, tamper with their memories, or help them purify their negative emotions with a wave of my hand. The second is that if I'm stronger than her, I can capture her and train her so hard that her body and mind become like mine. I don't have the strength for either of these options right now, so you should work hard and team up with Qian Renxue to usurp the throne as soon as possible." Liena was paralyzed. "Look at what you're saying. Is that something a son-in-law could say? Get some rest, Lingling, and I will go back and take you to find Qian Renxue tonight." Su Chen rubbed Liena's breasts and got up to leave. Liena looked helpless. "Teacher, how can I save you? Can you ever be redeemed? Damn you Gang." Liena gritted her teeth, a surge of hatred rising in her heart. When she was chatting with Qian Renxue yesterday, they were discussing how to make him suffer. Outside, Lingling blushed and lowered her head. Su Chen stepped forward and took Lingling's hand, asking in confusion, "What's wrong? Your face is so red so early in the morning. Do you have a fever?" Lingling hurriedly shook her head, looked at Su Chen, and hesitated, her face finally turning even redder. "Didn't you get enough rest last night?" Lingling nodded heavily, thinking, "You guys are practicing your martial soul fusion technique and making such a big noise, and I'm next door. I was lying on the wall, bah. Let's go to your house." Su Chen led Lingling out and continued, "Liena is Bibi Dong's apprentice and will become the holy maiden of the spirit hall in the future. Your family will have a better future there than in Xiandao City. And I'm here with you." "Well, thank you, Su Chen, I never thought I'd be so lucky to meet you." Lingling blushed, but she spoke seriously. "Don't thank me. You should thank your mother for giving birth to such a smart you. Otherwise, if others heard all the words I said to pursue you, they would just think I was a fool. I should also thank your mother for giving birth to such a beautiful you. That's why I was able to find such a beautiful wife." Su Chen's sweet words made Lingling's heart blossom, and she couldn't help but give him a passionate kiss. Chapter 46 Su Chen, I'm a serious person who writes a diary. On the way, Lingling arranged for the spirit hall people to drive the car, while Su Chen began to record the new day. "Look, I said it was a beautiful day yesterday, and yesterday was indeed wonderful." Liena is such an annoying little gallon. Lingling is also an annoying little gallon. Life is really infinitely beautiful. Today is full of vitality again, but today's vitality is not full. The 3-point return to Yuanqi lost a whole night of vitality last night. Fortunately, the 9 Yang divine art recovered quickly. Well, I'm going back with Lingling to meet her parents today, so I won't write about it yet. I need to ask who's at her family first. I don't think I've prepared any gifts. This is embarrassing. Oh my god, I'm still writing about Wu today. Su Chen was stunned when he wrote this. Something was wrong. He wrote about Wu yesterday, and he wrote about Wu today. Aren't these old people who peeked at the screen the same group of people? Outrageous. Based on my experience reading books in my previous life, I should have a pretty good guess. Today, I'm writing about Wu again, so I'll have to observe further. But it doesn't matter. No matter what I write, or who's watching, what I write is a serious diary, and it can all withstand scrutiny, and there's no socially unacceptable content. Oh well. Fortunately, I was careful when I first started writing, and never allowed anything perverse to happen. So good. So good. Su Chen, I'm a serious diary writer. What you see is only what I want to show you. Don't think I don't know that you, the old fools, are watching. Su Chen thought of this and suddenly said to Lingling, "Lingling, while we have some free time, tell me about your family's situation." "Well, let's buy something on the way. It's your first time, so you should bring some gifts." Lingling looked at Su Chen tenderly and said, "Have you forgotten? You've already given me the most precious gift of all, my spirit evolution. What gift could be more precious than that? And you've helped plan my family's future. These are also invaluable gifts, and I can never repay you enough." Su Chen rubbed her head and said lovingly, "You say that, but I have to be polite. Anything we buy is better than coming home empty-handed. I'll give you a chance to show off. Take me to pick out some food your family likes, and will bring gifts to their door, Spirit Hall. Liena was stunned when she saw the diary entry. What the hell? Su Chen, do you want to take a look at what you're writing? Can you write something serious? If not, write about Wu. It's obvious. Others can't understand these contents, but Liena has received a whole night of energy output, so how can she not understand the meaning of these contents? You just bully them because they can't understand you and drive. Forget it, let's go find Xiaoxia first. Liena put on her clothes and just took 2 steps when she felt that her walking posture was a little strange today. What? How about not making an appointment with Xiaoxia today? No way. Su Chen said that he would leave tomorrow. If he doesn't make an appointment with Xiaoxia today, how can he have time tomorrow? Never mind. Xiaoxia is also a greenhorn. What can she see? Humph. She is older than herself and is nothing. Prince's mansion. Qian Renxue just came back from the palace and heard someone come to inform her that Liena was already waiting for her at the mansion. Huh? Qian Renxue couldn't help but feel a little confused. She had just met her yesterday, why is she here again today? Did they agree that people with special identities cannot have too close contact? The reception hall of the mansion. Liena, upon seeing Qian Renxue return, quickly stood up and called out, "Greetings, His Royal Highness." Qian Renxue nodded slightly and said gracefully, "Miss Liena, you're welcome. We're friends. Just call me Brother King." She now resembled Zhu King. Liena nodded and asked, "I had a wonderful chat with Brother King yesterday. Could you please have a few drinks with me today?" Qian Renxue smiled and nodded, "Yes, Miss Liena, please move." The two of them walked together to the backyard. Soon, they sat quietly in a room. From outside came the voice of Porpoise Douluo, "Young master, there's no one here anymore." Qian Renxue looked at Liena and asked, "Nana, didn't we just meet yesterday? Why are you looking for me again today?" "I don't know how I'm going to explain this to you," Liena said angrily. "Really, I stayed up all night to tell you something, and you're still complaining about me. I'm leaving now." Qian Renxue immediately relented, "My fault. Nana, tell me, you didn't sleep all night last night, and how did you get the hidden reward, huh?" Liena looked at her strangely. "I'm talking to you about something serious. Why are you asking such shameless questions?" "Shameless." Qian Renxue instantly grasped the point. Liena's heart trembled, and she quickly changed the subject. "Look, Su Chen came back and told me about you yesterday. He asked me to meet you tonight." "What? Su Chen is coming to see me?" Qian Renxue's tone was a little excited at this, and she felt inexplicably nervous, as if she was just a little surprised. Liena continued, "Su Chen said that you are not as good as your teacher in doing things, and that Zhu Bang has been pretending to be a playboy, and he has Zhu Xing's support behind him. He said you will fail, so he asked you to meet tonight to give you some pointers." Qian Renxue became nervous. "What else did he say?" Liena shook her head and said, "He didn't say anything else. I should tell you when I meet you tonight." "Well, I told him that I hope he will stay and help you, but he said he doesn't like trouble. He will only help you under one condition." Qian Renxue was instantly happy and said, "What condition is it?" "What conditions did he put forward?" "As long as he can help me, I will definitely be able to satisfy him." Liena chuckled and said, "Don't be happy too soon. He didn't put forward any conditions. What he meant is that he will only do things between me and Yi Lingling. If you are willing to be his wife, he has no reason to see you fail, but I know it must be difficult for you to accept, so don't get your hope." Qian Renxue was numb. Although she had some resonance in her heart with Su Chen, whom she had yet to meet, and they both felt homesick, but this was too hasty? Was she going to sacrifice herself just to complete the Xiandao undercover mission? If Su Chen was single, she could still consider it if he was as proud as Qian Renxue, but Su Chen already had 2 wives, so how could he share a husband with someone else? Qian Renxue suddenly looked at Liena with a confused look on her face, and asked in confusion, "Nana, you are her disciple, and you are proud enough. So why would you agree to share a husband with someone else? You are not an ordinary woman." Liena thought about this question, and then said seriously, "Because I am in love. I liked him a little when I first saw him, but he was only level 15 in spirit power at that time, and I knew we could never be together. Later, when he activated the golden finger or diary, I had no concerns, but when he faced my pursuit, he shared his dream with me with a frank face." What dream? Chapter 47 The Shrek 7 Devils Meet. Liena recalled, a look of resignation on her face. He said his dream before was to break through to become a great soul master, Find a small village, marry 5 wives, and live out the rest of his life in peace. Qian Renxue nodded. This dream wasn't excessive, it was quite normal. A great soul master, finding a village, marrying a few ordinary, beautiful women, and living out the rest of his life in peace was quite reasonable. So he must be unwilling to be ordinary now, right? Qian Renxue asked. Liena laughed out loud. Oh. Of course he's unwilling to be ordinary now. He's become stronger, and so are his dreams. His dream now is to marry 10 wives, and they have to be the most beautiful women on the continent. He wants them all. Liena stretched out her hand, clenched her fist, and imitated Su Chen almost perfectly. Qian Renxue was speechless for a moment. How could I call someone so unwavering in his original aspirations a philanderer? He was simply helpless in this world. He just wanted to marry more wives, have more children, and have a big family. What could he have done wrong? Qian Renxue thought of the diary entries she'd read earlier, and she couldn't find the right words to complain about. That makes sense. As a powerful man, you want to have multiple wives. I really can't find any reason to complain about you, Su Chen. If everyone in this world were like you, there would be so much less bloodshed and conflict. It would be a beautiful tomorrow. Liena sighed again. What a pity. He said the teacher wasn't normal. If she were normal, he would give her a generous betrothal gift. He said he was afraid if we gave her the betrothal gift, the teacher would use it to blow up the spirit hall. He also told us to work hard and usurp the throne as soon as possible. Xiaoxu, what should we do? Qian Renxue's face suddenly turned bitter. How should I know? That woman wasn't normal to begin with. Liena sighed. Now that they all knew all of Bibi Dong's secrets, they sincerely hoped she would get better. Face life well. Don't live your whole life in hatred and pain. Liena yawned. Forget it. I'll sleep here for a bit. Send someone to the spirit hall to wait. When Su Chen and Ling Ling return, tell them to come directly here. 2 flowers bloom, each with its own beauty. The Yi Mansion. Yi Lingling's family couldn't quite be called a family. There weren't many people in her family. Her only relatives were her grandmother and mother. Aside from a few elders, there wasn't much else. Yi Lingling's grandmother, Yi Yongjin, was another 9-hearted begonia spirit holder, a 76th level soul saint. A white-haired old lady. Yi Lingling's mother, Yujing, was a young beauty, a 67th level soul emperor, who bore a striking resemblance to Yi Lingling. It seemed Yi Lingling was born well, inheriting her father's 9-hearted begonia and her mother's appearance. Upon hearing that Yi Lingling had brought a boy home, the 2 women rushed over. Lingling, good boy. Seeing her grandmother and mother enter, Yi Lingling rushed over and threw herself into her grandmother's arms, bursting into tears. Su Chen stood by, still silent, waiting for Yi Lingling to vent her emotions. Yi Yongjin looked at his weeping granddaughter in his arms and said distressedly, "Good girl, stop crying and tell grandma what happened." Yi's mother was also standing nearby, her face filled with worry. Yi Lingling choked up and said, "Grandma, Mom, my martial soul has evolved. From now on, there will be no more restrictions on the 9-hearted begonia in our family. We can have one in every generation." As she spoke, Yi Lingling released her martial soul. Yi Yongjin could clearly sense the pressure of the emperor within her martial soul bloodline. For a moment, tears streamed down Yi Yongjin's aged face. Logically, for the new generation to awaken the 9-heart begonia, the older generation would inevitably pass away prematurely. However, Yi Lingling's father's spirit power was not high, so for the sake of the family's martial spirit's continuation, he made his own choice. Yi Lingling's father was not the first to sacrifice the inheritance of the 9-heart begonia spirit, but he is now the last. Future 9-heart begonias will no longer have to face such a difficult decision, finally escaping this ridiculous fate. How could it not be ridiculous? The continent's #1 healing spirit is built in the wounds of one's own family. The 9-heart begonia can save thousands of people, but it can't save 3 generations of his own family. Good. Good child. Good child, Yi Yongjin comforted his granddaughter, tears welling up in his own eyes. Yi's mother also wiped away tears. Only the 9-heart begonia family knew how much they had suffered. Yi Lingling finally reacted, wiped her tears, and pulled her grandmother to introduce, "Grandma, Mom, this is my boyfriend, his name is Su Chen, he gave me the magic grass to help my martial soul evolve. Su Chen, this is my grandma, this is my mom, I'm sorry for what happened just now, I couldn't control my emotions when I saw my grandma." Su Chen didn't care and called politely, Grandma Yi, Auntie, my name is Su Chen. The two people were originally in complicated feelings when they heard Yilingling's first word boyfriend, but they were excited on the spot when they heard the second half of the sentence. Benefactor, the two were about to kneel down to Su Chen, but Su Chen hurriedly stepped forward to stop them. Grandma Yi, Auntie, Lingling is my girlfriend. You are all my elders. I can't accept this. Yilingling also understood Su Chen through getting along with each other, and supported her grandmother and said, Grandma, Mom, Su Chen is more casual. He doesn't like being too polite. Oh, Yi Yongjin nodded and said to Su Chen, your kindness is great. Our family can't repay you. It's a blessing for Lingling to be with you. We still have to repay this kindness. If Benefactor needs me in the future, please speak up as soon as possible and take a seat. Okay, Su Chen nodded and said, Grandma Yi and Auntie, don't be polite. Treat me as a normal junior. Just call me Su Chen. In a day, Su Chen stayed with Yilingling at the Yi mansion and met several of their elders, all around level 60 or 70. Most of them had received favors from the Yi family and voluntarily agreed to stay and protect them. During their visit, Su Chen also discussed their plans to go to Wuhan City, and none of them objected, considering it merely a change of location. Elsewhere, the Shrek Seven Devils finally met today. Early in the morning, Ning Rongrong dragged Xiao Wu to Shrek to register, with Tang San following closely behind. While registering for the test at the entrance, the three of them ran into Daimyo Bei. Both of them felt a surge of resentment, but neither of them said anything. HMPH, Xiao Wu snorted, her dissatisfaction with the crappy Shrek Academy growing. Ning Rongrong was also discontented. However, their primary goal now was to await Su Chen's arrival at Shrek. They didn't do anything about it, passing the assessment and entering Shrek Academy as normal. Zhu Zhuqing also joined them that day. Chapter 48. Zhu Zhuqing is also a friend. Of course. Zhu Zhuqing also has a copy of the diary, but Xiao Wu and Ning Rongrong don't know yet that she's also a friend. Xiao Wu and Ning Rongrong shared a dormitory that afternoon. Because Zhu Zhuqing was known for her aloof personality, they didn't exchange many words. At that moment, Ning Rongrong was complaining about Shrek's crappy food when she suddenly saw an update to the diary in her mind, and her eyes lit up instantly. I've been spending the day with Yilingling at the Yi family. Now I'm going to interview Qian Renxue. We can leave for Shrek tomorrow. If nothing goes wrong, we'll leave tomorrow morning and arrive in Soto City that evening. A rough estimate suggests that Shrek should be registering these days. I wonder if Xiao Bai-san, Xiao Wu, Ning Rongrong, and Zhu Zhuqing have arrived yet. I really want to complain about Yilingling's nine-hearted begonia spirit. It's fine if it's a single healing spirit, but you made it so that only two can appear at once. This is just a nurse. Is it necessary to set it up so badly? At the critical moment, you still used up this setting in the later stage. I really think it's a waste. This is not a game. You can knock down the opponent's blood with a skill. You bring a nurse to replenish blood at any time. Is this soul power duel useful? Some say that the two martial souls, 9-heart begonia and 7 treasure glazed pagoda, are like Kwenji and Mingxian. They are similar. But this is not a game setting where blood is lost when normal attacks and skills are used. Imagine that Sun Wukong and Erlang Shen are fighting each other. One is followed by Kwenji, and the other is followed by Mingxian. Mingxian is giving Erlang Shen amplification and assistance, but Kwenji is saying, brother, you are about to get hurt. How can I help you if you are not hurt? Sun Wukong, you are quite nice. Oh yes. I'm still writing about Ho Wu today, but I'm laying it on the table. I boasted a lot. I boasted I knew everything about the past, present, and future millennia, and I knew the entire Douluo continent like the back of my hand. Actually, I was bragging. I've written about Ho Wu before, but there's really nothing to criticize about her, and I don't know her story. Why not write about Feng Zai Ocean and the others? In Xiandao City, Su Chen, who was taking Yilingling to the Crown Prince's mansion, suddenly had a glint in his eye. He immediately copied what he had written yesterday. I'm such a clever idiot. Suddenly, all the women who saw the diary's contents were filled with questions. What's going on? This is exactly the same as yesterday's, not even the punctuation has changed. You're so perfunctory, so sloppy, Shrek. Ning Rongrong and Xiao Wu stared at each other in bewilderment. Outrageous, this is truly outrageous. Zhu Zhuqing, sitting nearby, had just finished her meal. Seeing the unusual behavior of Ning Rongrong and Xiao Wu, she understood. She had known Xiao Wu possessed a copy of the diary, But now it was not just Xiao Wu, but Ning Rongrong as well. No wonder these two were so close. Even the legendary Uncle Tang San was jealous. This? Zhu Zhuqing hesitated. Spotting her two friends, should she go and say hello? Daimyo Bei happened to be sitting nearby, seemingly trying to strike up a conversation. Disgust flashed in Zhu Zhuqing's eyes, and she stood up and walked towards Xiao Wu and Ning Rongrong. That? Zhu Zhuqing pondered how to express her intentions, finally deciding to whisper in their ears, Spirit Hall Bibi Dong, love-obsessed master and disciple. Xiao Wu and Ning Rongrong's faces flashed with surprise, and they immediately exchanged secret codes. Spirit Hall Liena, love-obsessed master and disciple. Oh, it's you, it's me. Confirming it was their friend, Xiao Wu and Ning Rongrong suddenly became excited. Each of them grabbed one of Zhu Zhuqing's arms, their relationship like best friends who hadn't seen each other in years. Daimyo Bei, noticing the sudden warming of the three people, frowned at Zhu Zhuqing and asked, did you know them before? Zhu Zhuqing simply ignored him. Xiao Wu clenched her fists and said to Zhu Zhuqing, ignore him. That yellow-haired guy is no good. Be careful, he's going to scam you. Ning Rongrong nodded vigorously, he's a whore. I've already blacklisted him from my hotel. Daimyo Bei, damn it. This immediately pissed Daimyo Bei off. You two bastards. I let you off yesterday, and now you dare to yell at me like that? Damn it. I don't even have a reason to refute them. Tang San remained silent, but a bad feeling welled up inside. Xiao Wu was too trusting. Before, it was Ning Rongrong, and now she's suddenly reacting so strongly to Zhu Zhuqing. What the hell went wrong? Blazing Academy. Ho Wu was completely furious. Damn it. My figure and face would have Fei Feng Fang next door envying me so much? How dare you treat me so perfunctorily? Damn it. You'd rather write about Feng Zai Ocean than me, and finally you just brought up yesterday's story, Su Chen. I hate you so much. Just wait and see. Thankfully, Du Yan didn't compete with her today, so she could finally get the reward. Purple. The thought of this spirit ring still made Ho Wu feel quite fragrant. Prince's Mansion. After Qian Renxue finished reading the diary, she hurriedly called Liena out of bed. Hurry up, Su Chen is coming. Liena opened her eyes lazily. Come if you want. I'll lie down for a while. You can call me when he comes. Qian Renxue pulled Liena's pajamas, looking at this woman full of charm, and cursed her in her heart, little vixen. Suddenly, as she pulled Liena's spring light suddenly appeared, revealing two white pieces of her breasts with many red marks on them. Huh, Nana, are you sick? Why are there so many red marks on your chest? Were you bitten by something, or what? Liena's face suddenly turned red. Looking at Qian Renxue's puzzled expression, she said seriously, it was bitten by a big mosquito last night. The mosquitoes in Xiandao City are very powerful. Qian Renxue was a little confused, but did not ask any more questions. She said, hurry up and get up and change your clothes, otherwise when Su Chen comes and sees you sleeping in my pajamas in my room, how can that be embarrassing? Liena said disapprovingly, Tisk. You are a girl too, what's the big deal? Okay, I'll lie down for a while, until Su Chen comes to carry me home. Qian Renxue was speechless. Liena's happy smile made her feel like Liena in front of her was a fool. Prince's Mansion. Su Chen and Yilingling disembarked from the carriage. The guard stepped forward to greet them. Excuse me, are you Lord Su Chen? Yes, Su Chen nodded. The guard led the way, saying, His Royal Highness has already instructed that upon your arrival, you can proceed directly to the backyard. His Highness has been waiting for you for quite some time. After entering the backyard, the guard stopped and let Su Chen and the others go in on their own. If you are listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means it was downloaded and re-uploaded without effort. We warmly invite you to visit our channel, Fanfic World. There you will find the original version of this story and many other novels of various genres. We look forward to seeing you dive into a world of incredible novels. Chapter 49. Su Chen asks Qian Renxue 3 questions. Su Chen led Yilingling inside. To the backyard, Su Chen clearly sensed two powerful auras. They must be the thorny porpoise Douluo and snake lance Douluo, who were responsible for protecting Qian Renxue. Your Highness, Su Chen and Yilingling walked all the way outside the house. Since there was no one around, he was too embarrassed to go in directly, so he called out softly. Qian Renxue walked out, still looking like Zhuqing, and said elegantly and politely, I'm sorry for not welcoming you, my distinguished guest. Su Chen looked her up and down, his mind unable to help but cooperate with the spirit bone skill transformation. It was truly flawless. I just went back to the spirit hall branch, and the people over there said Nano has been with you the whole time. Qian Renxue nodded slightly and made a gesture of invitation. Su Chen followed her in and asked calmly, are the people behind you all trustworthy? Of course, Qian Renxue replied, then thought for a moment and said, I wonder if I can make a request of you. Su Chen's eyes were a little puzzled, and then he said, I'm very happy that you can come out to greet me, but I don't like the way you look now, so I can't. Qian Renxue was speechless. What's the difference between this and me? In the room, Liena was wearing Qian Renxue's pajamas and sleeping on Qian Renxue's bed. When she saw Su Chen coming, she got out of bed, threw herself into Su Chen's arms, and asked, did everything go well on your way to Lingling's house? Su Chen rubbed Liena's head and said, Lingling's family is very nice. Why are you sleeping here and bringing your pajamas with you? Liena pouted and said, I came here early in the morning, and then I didn't want to go back, so I waited for you here. I'm wearing Zuir's pajamas. What? You're wearing Pinru's clothes? Su Chen's heart instantly surged with excitement. Liena, oh Liena, I didn't expect you to be so adventurous. Look. Liena even spun around in front of Su Chen, showing off her voluptuous and charming figure and Qian Renxue's lace pajamas. Do they look good? Su Chen smiled and nodded in reply. They look good. As a reward, you get to wear them all night. Liena smiled and asked again, who looks better, me or Zuir's pajamas? Su Chen fell silent for a moment, while Lingling, covering her mouth with her hands, began to laugh. Qian Renxue stood by with a scowl, mentally wanting to kick Liena out. Ugh! Qian Renxue sighed inwardly. She couldn't keep these pajamas anymore, they reeked of a vixen. Su Chen changed the subject, looking at Qian Renxue, and said seriously, since there's no one behind you, can you change back to your Qian Renxue appearance? You're a man now, and my girlfriend is sleeping in your room in her pajamas. It makes me feel very uncomfortable. Ugh! Qian Renxue was speechless. What does this have to do with me? I didn't let her sleep here, and I didn't sleep with her. Besides, I slept with her when we were very young, and not just once or twice. Liena looked at Qian Renxue and said, yes, yes, yes. Su Chen is jealous. Xiaoxu, please change back. Qian Renxue said nothing. A flash of light surrounded her, and she returned to her original appearance. Her skin was whiter than snow, her nose was straight, her eyes were slightly slender, and her face was stunning and majestic. She wore a one-piece golden palace dress that seemed to be woven from gold thread. Without excessive patterns or decorations, the style was simple and elegant. Su Chen secretly observed her, thinking to himself, she's truly the most beautiful little blonde angel. So beautiful. Qian Renxue noticed Su Chen's gaze and blushed slightly. Lingling, who had been standing silently nearby, couldn't help but sigh inwardly, this Qian Renxue is so beautiful. What a figure. What a wonderful temperament. Liena pulled Qian Renxue in her arms, saying with a seductive smile, Xiaoxu is still the prettiest. Su Chen, didn't you say you'd come to teach Xiaoxu today? Why don't you teach her? Lingling and I will learn too. Qian Renxue came back to her senses, looked at Su Chen, and gestured, sir, please sit down, inviting Su Chen to sit at the table. Qian Renxue poured tea for each of them, then stood modestly to the side, awaiting Su Chen's lecture. Although being scolded in person was even more embarrassing, it was better than revealing her secret in her diary. Su Chen felt a little strange. Even if Liena said something to Qian Renxue, she was the young master of the spirit hall and the crown prince of the Heaven Dao imperial family. She couldn't be so humble, right? So, she was the sixth brother. Of course. Without the diary entries, Qian Renxue wouldn't have been so convinced, but she had gotten to know Su Chen from them, and now she was very humble. Su Chen remembered something and couldn't help but ask, can I ask you something first? If you knew that your father forced my mother to death, and my father killed yours, would you put aside your hatred and win me over? Qian Renxue was stunned when she heard this, looking at Su Chen with a hint of confusion. Then she thought, was this question being asked by Tang San? Qian Renxue shook her head, saying seriously, the hatred for killing my father is irreconcilable. Even if you were willing, I couldn't accept you, but that's what you did. Outrageous. Su Chen mentally complained, then asked, which do you think is more important, your great cause or the man you love? What? As soon as Su Chen said this, Qian Renxue, Liena, and Yi Lingling were stunned. What did this mean? Could it be that Qian Renxue was also in love? Liena and Yi Lingling looked at Qian Renxue with a complicated expression. They really couldn't tell that such a cold and noble woman was also in love. Qian Renxue herself was also confused. She looked at Su Chen with a complicated look, almost revealing her true colors. I have a copy of the diary, just tell me directly that person, is it Tang San? Between a man and a career, I, Qian Renxue, will definitely choose career. I've worked hard for so many years, I absolutely cannot fail, but you softened your heart several times. Su Chen thought for a moment, then asked, what do you think is a person who achieves great things? I, Qian Renxue was confused. Su Chen spoke word by word, leaving her, having read the contents of his diary, at a loss for words. Su Chen's face showed a hint of embarrassment as he said, actually, I'm only 18. You're a few years older than me, so it's a bit inappropriate for me to teach you. Of course, there's no order of learning, the most accomplished are the teachers, Su Chen said seriously. Benevolence doesn't carry weight in business, righteousness doesn't guard wealth, affection doesn't establish authority, kindness doesn't hold office, benevolence doesn't command troops, and gentleness doesn't govern the country. Those who achieve great things must first be ruthless, ruthlessly eradicating the root causes and preventing all future troubles. Do you think you've achieved that yet? Qian Renxue was about to answer, but she lowered her head. If Liena hadn't said anything to her, she would have said she had. In fact, she hadn't. Moreover, Su Chen's questions were all about the future, about the reasons for her failure, which made Qian Renxue even more distressed. Chapter 50. From now on, I am in the dark and you are in the light. There was a moment of silence. Su Chen sighed and said seriously, in fact, your decision to come to the Xiandao imperial family was a mistake in itself. With your innate level 20 soul power, you've completely taken the wrong path. Even if you succeed, you still can't change the image you hold in Bibi Dong's heart. You're a thorn in her heart, and the sight of you fills her with pain. Qian Renxue's face fell into unusual silence, but her nails dug into her flesh, and she remained silent. She had read about this matter before in Su Chen's diary and understood exactly what he meant. Why did that woman hate her, to such an extent? She was born a woman. It wasn't her fault. Qian Renxue suddenly remembered Su Chen's diary entries, and she looked at him with a tenderness and gratitude. Something was wrong with this little angel. Su Chen had mentioned this to Qian Renxue, but Qian Renxue hadn't asked. Did she want to know why Bibi Dong hated her? Of course she did. Liena and Yi Lingling remained silent, standing aside like two invisible figures. Seeing Qian Renxue asking questions with such humility, without a single rebuttal or interruption, Su Chen wondered, how docile is this student? I'm teaching you, a youngster, and you're so attentive. Without a single rebuttal or question, Su Chen had originally planned to reveal some of Qian Renxue's family secrets, answer her questions, and establish his own authority so that Qian Renxue would take his advice to heart. Now, seeing this, there was no need for that. Qian Renxue. She was basically a sixth child. Su Chen pondered for a moment before speaking directly. Tang San, remember this name. Blue silver grass and clear sky hammer twin spirits. You know your father's death is related to Tang Hao. Tang San is Tang Hao's son, and a sworn enemy of you in the spirit hall. You must remember this man. His family will kill you and yours. The Xiandao royal family must act with ruthlessness. It doesn't matter if Zhu Bang is a playboy or not, because at a crucial moment, a push could propel him to power. Zhu Zhuqing is investigating Zhu Yi's poisoning and has long suspected you. Zhu Zhuqing saved Du Gubo's life. Find a titled Douluo from the spirit hall to pretend to assassinate Zhu Zhuqing, allowing Du Gubo to repay his debt by saving Zhu Zhuqing and forcing Du Gubo to leave Xiandao City. Of course, Zhu Bang must die. Think about it. After Zhu Bang's death, you'll be Zhu Yi's sole heir. Even if Zhu Yi suspects you, what's the problem? As long as your identity isn't exposed, there's no problem. Qian Renxue nodded and began to formulate a plan. However, some things are easier said than done. Su Chen asked, do you have any questions for me? I wonder if Nana has told you that I'm a prophet, able to know everything that has happened on the continent for the past 1,000 years. Qian Renxue was delighted to hear that. Of course she had. She had so many questions, but since no one had mentioned the diary copy, she couldn't bring herself to ask many. Qian Renxue hesitated and asked, can I succeed? Su Chen looked at Qian Renxue, speechless. With such a stunning appearance, She actually asked such a foolish question. I think as long as you're Zhuqing, Zhu Yi's only son, there's no reason you can't succeed, but, Su Chen said with a troubled expression, if you succeed, you'll have to stay in Xiandao for at least a few years to consolidate your position. Which may not be a good thing for you. If you fail, you'll return home to inherit the family fortune, the angel god legacy. Shouldn't he just say it? Su Chen envied these second-generation rich kids. They could fail in their business ventures and still return home to inherit the family fortune. How could they still be happy friends? Qian Renxue? Liena and Yi Lingling were also embarrassed. Success gets him to stay in Xiandao and become the emperor. Failure gets him to return and inherit the title of angel god. Wow. Who wouldn't envy that? Qian Renxue asked seriously, can I really become an angel god? Su Chen nodded emphatically, of course I can. Not only can he become an angel god, but he can also have his heart pierced. Seeing Qian Renxue's constant stream of trivial questions, Su Chen inquired again, don't you really have anything you want to ask me? Qian Renxue fixed her beautiful eyes on Su Chen for a long moment before finally shaking her head. What are you asking about? I've already read about Bibi Dong in the diary. You also mentioned the Xiandao incident. I wanted to ask about how to make gunpowder hidden weapons, but wouldn't that expose the diary copy? This was a sure thing. Su Chen was now certain of one thing. Qian Renxue already knew about Bibi Dong's situation, otherwise, she wouldn't have kept asking. Bibi Dong's situation was, in fact, Qian Renxue's greatest obsession. Great. Little yellow-haired angel, you actually peeked at the screen? But it doesn't matter. I hold your two great secrets in my hands. From now on, I'll be the one in the dark, and you in the light. Qian Renxue suddenly looked at Su Chen and said seriously, will you stay and help me? If you're willing to stay and help me, I'll give you everything, money, beauty, status, even the Heaven Dao Empire. Su Chen smiled, his handsome face captivating Qian Renxue. None of that is what I'm after. I'm already helping you. If I stay and do it myself, it would be too much trouble for me. Don't you notice that I treat you differently? I respect the fate of others and won't interfere in their affairs. But I've taken the initiative to help you, showing you my kindness. This is something neither Nana nor Lingling has ever received. Qian Renxue froze, her heart aching. Damn it. Seriously, what are you talking about, you bastard? Are you pursuing me? Qian Renxue glared at Su Chen and said angrily, before you said that, didn't you see Nana and Lingling were there too? Liena curled her lips and said sarcastically, oh. How enviable, but if you think about it, it makes sense. Su Chen was quite resistant to me at first, and I was the one who pursued him. Unlike Zuir, who offered to help, Lingling, what about you? Yi Lingling looked a little embarrassed, unsure how to respond. Me, Su Chen mentioned marriage right away. I felt his sincerity, and after considering the pros and cons, I agreed. Liena glanced at Su Chen coquettishly and said in a feigned rage, I'm angry because you didn't pursue me back then. Su Chen pulled Liena into a hug, gently soothing her. He took in the faint fragrance, and for a moment he couldn't tell whether it was Liena's or Qian Renxue's. Qian Renxue? How could this have anything to do with Qian Renxue? Ah. Liena was wearing Qian Renxue's pajamas. It's over. The nine yang qi expanded directly. Su Chen's expression became a little strange, and Liena's face began to gradually turn red. End of this chapter. Thank you so much for reading until the end. Don't forget to give it a like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription or donation encourages us to continue. Thank you all. See you in the next video.